inaugural Women's Pro Baseball League season continues here in Springfield, Illinois. All 4 teams have seen the field, and now they're starting to jockey for position in the standings as they continue to make history. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Robin Roberts Stadium. Alongside Lisa Pride, I'm Jenna Becerra, and AJ Andrews will join us down on the field momentarily. Well, if you like runs, we got them here in the WPBL. It was double-digit scoring in all 3 games so far. Both teams here today capable of having the big inning. And for New York, maybe it's the pinstripes, but either way, the Bronx Bombers moniker seems to ring true for the Heights.
Well, it really does, because they got all over number 2 pick, Ayami Sato, right in the first game of the season. Kylie Lawners, she had a key double that helped New York put up 5 in the first inning of that opener. And then Captain, Danae Benitez blasted one into the history books. What a beauty that one was. The first ever WPBL home run. It was a perfect 4-for-4 night for Benitez.
New York seemed like they had control all game long. The defense couldn't quite stand up to the weather at the end of it. They're looking for their first win tonight. Starting pitcher Jada Lee gets the call. She's going to be going up against a San Francisco lineup that has a lot of star power with number 1 overall draft pick Kelsey Whitmore, and they also have a lot of firepower all the way 1 through 9.
They really do. We know what Kelsey can do, but guess what? The rest of the lineup, the other 8, boy, do they put up the numbers. Even 8 and 9 in the lineup, Joelle Leguizamon and Jua Park, they combined to go 4 for 7 with a double each and a total of 4 ribbies at the bottom of the lineup. Well, they're back in those same spots tonight, and Alexia George, she's another hitter to keep an eye on after she had a 3-hit game against Boston.
Lefty Liz Gilder will take the mound tonight. Her first action of the season as she gets the call for San Francisco. She's going up against her Canadian teammate Lee on the hill for her WPBL debut. But then on top of that, you know, this is a southpaw who's going to show a different look tonight for the Heights, and she's going to try to keep San Francisco in the driver's seat.
Oh yeah, and she's going to try and definitely keep the other team off balance. She knows everyone over there. They're talking about, there's text chains and text messages with the scouting reports, so it's really fun to hear. And manager Matt Williams is really hoping to keep Liz in as long as he can.
Well, will the Firebells continue and start 2-0 with their momentum, or will the Heights bounce back? Stick with us. We'll go down to the field next.
What's up, WPBL fans? We're back for another beautiful day of baseball. I'm AJ Andrews, and I'm joined by the DH tonight for the Heights, Kylie Lawners. Kylie, I got word that you are an amazing singer, as yourself, your teammate Jada Lee, Alexia, as well as Jordan off the Firebells sang the 7th inning stretch at the Cubs game yesterday. Did people basically say you're the best singer they've ever heard in their life?
Yeah, I learned I was the best singer, and everyone told me I was pretty good, so now I think I got a new career.
Can we hear a little something?
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd.
I concur with what everyone else has said. You are the best singer.
Thank you.
Kylie, game one, the Heights had 12 hits. You didn't come away with the win, but the productivity was there. What do you have to do today to make sure you come out on top?
Yeah, we got to keep our foot on the gas pedal. We've put up a lot of hits, but we got to keep doing it. We can't allow a couple innings for a shutdown inning. So our goal tonight is to push one across every inning.
Okay, push one across every inning. The Heights are looking for their first win this season. Kylie Lawners will be DHing. All the action to come after the break.
The sun's out, the sky is blue, and we have more women's baseball for you. There she is, the skipper for the New York Heights, Rocky Henley, the first woman to manage a team in the WPBL. She spent over 25 years in youth baseball, co-founding the SF Bay Sox girls baseball program, and she could ball too. She played for the Colorado Silver Bullets, the legendary team, and now she's writing her own lineups today. Tonight's starting lineup for the Heights is presented by Horace Mann. If you take a look at this, they scored 8 runs on 12 hits in the season opener, and 7 out of 9 starters registered a hit, Lisa.
Oh boy, we might be in for some scoring today like we saw in the last few games, but at the same time, really good pitchers on the hill. Both Canadian, both friends, both know each other, as there she is, the southpaw, Liz Gilder.
Liz Gilder getting the call, the Port Moody, British Columbia, Canada native. Competed at the World Cup group stage for Team Canada. The southpaw showing a different look. And the first pitch, seconds away. First pitch misses up and out. And we are underway here for Game 4 of the WPBL season. Valerie Perez, the leadoff.
Well, Liz, we can expect a fastball, curveball, splitter, and slider.
That's on the ground to short, the long throw in time, and the first out is recorded. Gilder off to a good start.
And that's one where you can just kind of breathe a sigh of relief.
And this is what the defense looks like behind Gilder. The exact same field that we saw in Game 1. Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
You know, taking a look at LeBlanc right there at first base, I talked to her before the game. She actually had some back issues, a muscle spasm in the very first game. Today she feels so much better, but I don't think we're going to see her do the splits at first base.
The first pitch misses down for 0-1. Natsuki Yonatani out of Japan has represented Japan in international competition. That's hit hard on the left side again, sliding to her right. The long throw to first, can't handle it. Nearly a fantastic play, but a tough break on the short hop over there for LeBlanc. Leguizamon with a good effort.
Yeah, Leguizamon, she's adjusting everything as she made a really good play in the hole. That's what a shortstop has to do, and it was hard to get that throw off, but it went into the glove of LeBlanc, just knocked off of it.
Danae Benitez, the captain for the New York Heights, with the first ever home run in WPBL history. Hey, she's stepping in. Has yet to be retired so far in her Women's Pro Baseball League career.
A perfect 4 for 4. And yet, you know, she was happy. She talked about it after the game to have that home run. That's something that no one can take away from her, right? She's always going to treasure that, to have the first home run in WPBL history. But still, such a competitor that she wasn't happy after the game. You know, she just was like, she couldn't believe that they lost. She just, you know, said positive words, though, that as far as the you know, not being on the field beforehand, the weather, things like that, that they still, you know, they knew there would be the elements, and they're just going to take it on the chin and keep on moving.
Nitez takes another pitch that just misses. Las Vegas, Nevada native. She's also represented Team USA and the women's national team. Won a silver medal in the World Cup back in 2024. Pitch is a little up. Staying patient in the box so far. Benitez all the way back in the box, seeing the movement come in. Hitters count. Fouled off, a little jammed on the inside part. Heights have a runner over at first with just one out.
Talking to manager Matt Williams for the Firebells, he was talking about Liz and said that, you know, he knows she can start for him. She can come in relief. She came in relief for Team Canada in Rockford in group stage play for the World Cup.
2-1 pitch, fouled off again. Onatani was taken off there. But working back in the count is Gilder.
Onatani, she's going to be a little speedy there. Watch, though, as the ball knocks off the bat, off of the glove, and George has to race after it. But, yeah, Onatani's going to be quick. She's a good little firecracker, and that's what Coach Rocky talks about as far as the skipper.
Looks like it did not touch her bat, so Onatani standing on second base. Aggressive base run and paying off, and it's the 2-2 pitch. Up in the air, a high tower, shallow right field on her horse, coming in, making the catch, diving at the lip of the grass, gets the ball in quickly. Kaplan covering some ground out in right.
Kaplan doing her job there in right field. They've been practicing a lot this week as far as infield, outfield, and she has to come up. Remember, that's the turtleback part of the field here, and so she has to come up a little incline, 18 inches difference from home plate to that little turtleback part of the infield.
Huge out for Gilder, 2 away here in the top of the first inning. And Kylie Lawners, who we talked to, AJ did before the game, the number 3 overall draft pick. Takes that pitch low.
She's the team mom, really. She talked about it. But I like Kylie singing. Boy, you know what? I bet she sings that to her 1.5-year-old, too. She's a mom. And if she doesn't, he probably heard her and said, Mom, sing that song that you sang, you know, on TV at the baseball game.
Nicely placed on the inside corner. Yeah, Launer is a Pinehurst, North Carolina native. Played some pro softball after being an All-American softball player at Washington. Switched over to baseball the better part of a decade ago. Has been on the women's national team for a while. 1-1. In the dirt, keeping it in front. George doing a nice job keeping Onatani in her place.
You mentioned, you know, Launer's playing professional softball. She can call herself now a 2-sport, you know, a pro. That she was pro softball and now pro baseball. I talked to her a little bit about it. She talked about as far as trying out for the national team, and had her parents gave her a plane ticket.
That's in the air. Behind second base, making the grab and ending things is Jenna Naloni. And that's going to do it for the top of the first. Runner on, but she is stranded. We'll head down to the bottom half.
Nice to meet you.
Yourself and those around you. Thank you and enjoy the game.
I'm Steve. Danae, nice to meet you.
Baseball League proud to be sponsored by some of the best. Let's take a moment to applaud and appreciate our founding partners. Chamelli Sport, Dick's Sporting Goods, ESPN, Olivia Travel, Forest Fan, Hugh and Grace,
Do we have somebody on balls? Balls?
iHeartRadio, New Era, Follow, Scripps Sports Network. Thank you so much for your support of the Women's Pro Baseball League.
There we go. That's what I wanted to see. You shouldn't be doing this the whole game. Didn't you bring a kid with you?
Yeah, I don't know where it is.
I know.
You want the rubbed up ones, right? Or
They should all be,
rubbed up?
they all should be ready to go. Yeah.
Well, the fans back in the stands excited to see these ball players get to work. The first ever meeting between New York and San Francisco. And the two leaders of these squads, quite the background. Matt Williams, the skipper, 17 seasons he played in the MLB, won a World Series with the Diamondbacks. Also a Hall of Famer in college for UNLV, an All-American, and the NL Manager of the Year for the Nationals. And this is the lineup card that he wrote. Today's starting lineup for the Firebells is presented by Horace Mann. And not only the same defense that we're seeing from San Francisco, but the same exact batting order. Whitmore, though, the DH today.
And let me just tell you what Whitmore says about this lineup when she was on the mound and now she's, part of it here, is that she said she's glad that she pitches for this team and not against them. That's how strong that lineup is.
And Jada Lee on the bump. Fires the first pitch, misses for ball one.
With Jada, as far as the scouting report, is that the Firebells are going to sit and wait for the fastball.
Softly on the ground, but foul. So Lee evens up the count. She's another Canadian on the team. First round pick as well, 14th overall. She's the first woman to play men's baseball in the Canada Summer Games. And she's throwing to Amanda Gentiloni, New Orleans, Louisiana native. Another foul ball out of play, this time in the air.
Well, Lee, she pitched for Team Canada in World Cup action, Rockford stage. 0-1 record, 2 appearances, started 1 game, pitched 7 innings, and struck out 9.
Lee ahead in the count now, but lifted in the air. Covering a ton of ground out there. Little basket catch, sliding on the knees. Making the grab is Eccles, getting her first start in the WPBL.
She made that exciting.
And this is what the defense looks like. So you see Eccles in center, Zettelmoyer over at third base getting her first start, and starting pitcher from last time, Rakyung Kim over at first.
Yeah, some really good players behind Lee today. Great defense, and Eccles, if she can do that all night, wow.
And Lee jumping ahead here to Kelsey Whitmore. Knows what it's like to be the first overall draft pick here in the WPBL. San Diego, California native. Count evens up at 1-1. Whitmore did get a sacrifice fly, so brought in an RBI, but still looking for her first base hit here in the WPBL. Patient so far, 2-1.
Yeah, when athletes talk about like the night before, they just envision the whole game for themselves. That's what Kelsey said that she did for game 1. And she said she just envisioned who was playing behind her and they were going to win.
That's hard, and a high hop handled over at short. Long throw to first in time, and Perez with the beauty. 1 away.
Kelsey is still looking for that first hit, though, but she has so much confidence and contribute to this team in so many ways. Take a look over there at Perez. She is very good in that shortstop hole, and she's got a little smile after that last play, and she should.
1 more away, I should say. Solid performance so far. That one's hit right back at her, even higher hop this time. Perez with the clean throw over to first, the stretch, and a quick inning here for Jada Lee and company. Scoreless after one. Top of the second next.
Thank you. Rocky, you got a towel? There's something you don't care about? It's wet. No. Go use that. It's okay. All right, here we go. Put your hands up, everybody. We want to see it. Here we go. It was straining earlier. It's starting to dry a little. But it's okay. It's all right. We'll survive. We'll be fine.
Smiles and applause in the stands so far. Scoreless after one with the Heights and the Firebells. Due up for New York this inning, Ibarra, Kim, and Izumi. Both Ibarra and Izumi moving up in the lineup. And you got the shades on today because the sun is out. We are thrilled to have beautiful weather here in Springfield, Illinois.
Well, the sun is always going to shine on the WPBL. No matter if we have rain early, we've got the sun to play with tonight. And you know what was really cool before the game? Ashton Lansdale came and caught her mom throwing out the first pitch. That is really cool. And I wonder if there's a little tears there because I know Ashton, she said that at certain moments like that, there she is, Ashton. She was the player of the game last night, that things just really get to her and emotional, especially when it comes to her family. Once they start crying, so does she.
A lot of teams coming out to watch the games, even if they're not in them. That pitch misses just a touch from Gilder. Diana Ibarra from Mexico.
It's so
things
nice.
Started.
Yeah, like you mentioned, having the players coming out just to support each other here. They are, you know, friends on other teams, teammates on other teams from their countries.
Popped up, going back in the shallow grass, making the grab. Leguizamon makes the play, and it's one away.
Well, on both sides, Leguizamon and Perez in the shortstop hole there. They are both getting a lot of action, and Leguizamon, she is sticking with it. She played that one right there on the lip of the infield where the turtleback infield is that can go down. She just played it perfectly.
Rakyung Kim getting an opportunity to hit. She was the starting pitcher last time out for New York out of South Korea.
Ball.
Nice pitch from the lefty, just misses inside. Kim, the 11th overall pick.
And there it is. Look at that pitch. Good eye.
This time finds the zone to even it up 1-1.
Ooh, a perfect 12-6 curveball, too. She has 4 pitches, and that's one of them.
Gilder has retired 4 of the 5 batters she's faced so far. In there for another strike, jumping ahead with the pitcher's count 1-2. Kim became the first Korean player to play on Japan's Seibu Lions, the ladies team. A lot of international experience in the WPBL. Pitch is upstairs, and it'll even it up at 2-2.
Yeah, Gilder still trying to find, you know, as far as her spots and getting a good grip on the ball. Just and her release point is really where it is.
That's on the ground left side. On the run, Leguizamon over to first, handling it and laying down the tag is LeBlanc. Nicely done by the first baseman to ensure the second out.
Another ball coming Leguizamon's way, and she just has to, before every pitch, think this ball is coming to me. Look at that. A throw that LeBlanc is right there on the money to place the tag.
Nice job by LeBlanc coming off the bag to make sure she secured it.
She feels good today, like I mentioned, that, you know, her muscle spasms in her back really bothered her in game one. She had to wear a heating pad around her waist, around her back in game one.
Kira Izumi stepping in, taking the first pitch strike.
LeBlanc asked me, she said, could you tell that I had it on? I said, no, I didn't know at all. But then, you know, we were talking about her swing because she nearly hit a home run, just missed it. And she said, yeah, I mean, when you have a back spasm like that, you know, your back problem, it's hard to swing a bat.
Izumi trying to swing the bat right now, the San Diego native. Played baseball since she was 6 years old. She's 19 years old, but her birthday coming up in a few days. 0-2. On a line out to left. Protecting the plate and getting on base while she's at it. Izumi coming back after the 0-2 count to get on board.
Look at Izumi. She's zoned in. Here comes the pitch, and she lines it. She was right on it, eye level there, and she saw it all the way.
Trying to get a 2-out rally going potentially for the Heights. That's going to bring up Zettelmoyer. Alyssa, a Marietta, California native, getting her first start in the WPBL. Playing over at third as that one's upstairs. George keeping a close eye over at first base.
Izumi with her first WPBL hit. That's why she had that big smile on her face.
Zettelmoyer looking to do the same. She did come in the 7th last time out. Keeping the positive vibes too. I like the happy face, eye black she's got going on. She'll reset in the box.
That's in my notes because I noticed that they change it up game to game too with the eye black, the face paint, is how they determine. I'm sure, you know, they're all in the clubhouse trying to figure out what the design will be on their face. Different colors every night.
That's hit hard through the 5-6 hole. Back-to-back base hits to the left side. And the Heights are not going away quietly here in the second.
Both hits in the same spot out to left, and both Izumi and Zettelmoyer getting their first hit here of the WPBL. Right there, it was on the letters. She was all over it. And look at Alyssa getting her hit.
Hard line drives and ground balls, exactly what you want to see if you're Rocky Henley. Now Claire Eccles also getting her first start. Henley writing her name in that 9 spot. She also made an appearance in the 7th inning in New York's first game from Vancouver. Breaking ball in there for a strike from Gilder.
I think Gilder has really good control of that curveball tonight.
Popped up in the infield. Calling it with the basket catch is Leguizamon. And 2 got on, but 2 stranded. Gilder holding off the Heights. Once again, still 0-0.
A towel, a rag, I don't care what it is. The plate's soaking wet. Oh, I got it. Thank you.
Media.com. I'd like to thank our official partners with WPBL who helped make all of this historic
That was standing water.
East Rolling. HSHS St. John's Hospital. Impact Performance Apparel. Marucci.
Thank you so much. Now I can get my brush on it.
YMCA. Visit Springfield welcomes you to
Thank you.
66 and homes to War Abraham Lincoln sites in anywhere in the world. And now, proud home of the inaugural Women's Pro Baseball League. Check out all there is to see, do, eat, and explore at visit SpringfieldIllinois.com.
Take it down. One more. One.
We'll bust out the popcorn. It's about to get good. Still scoreless here in the bottom of the second, but the middle of the order due up for the Firebells. LeBlanc, George, and David Ard scheduled. And mascot Mabel back in the house. She is a fan favorite, and for good reason, Lisa.
Oh, yeah, everyone says that she's the best mascot in baseball. I saw her come in with this giant glove, so I can't wait to see how she's going to use that today. But talking about, we saw the fan there with the popcorn. What's your favorite ballpark food?
Ooh, popcorn's up there, actually.
I like pretzel. Pretzel's mine. A lot of people like hot dogs, right? But, yeah, I'll take the pretzel all day long.
First pitch to LeBlanc misses down from Lee. An efficient 1-2-3 inning for Jada Lee. Andrian LeBlanc, another Canadian representing, swings through that one.
I'm watching the train go by. We hear it often. There it is. This is the slowest I've ever seen the train, and I think because they know there's a ball game and they're trying to take it in. It looks like you can even see the engineers there in the front. They're probably taking pictures of all of us. We've never seen that train go this slow.
Lee sneaks in a strike there to make it 1-2. Well, if you're not on the WPBL train yet, this is your sign to get on it now. Grounded up the middle. That'll sneak through for a base hit. Protecting with 2 strikes, and LeBlanc gets on base and gets things going for San Francisco.
Yeah, LeBlanc, she's a hitting machine, and, coming back, like I said, from that back injury, she's ready to go today, and she did really well in the World Cup action, batting almost 600 in Rockford.
Number 26, Alexia.
That's going to bring up Alexia George, New Jersey native.
All right, that train wasn't even that long. They have to be going slow because they wanted to see this game. Did you ever, when you were growing up, sit there at the train tracks and then, wait for the, the caboose so you can wave?
Absolutely.
Look, they don't even have a caboose anymore, though. Where is the caboose so we could wave to the guy?
The first pitch in for a strike to George. She's been working behind the plate defensively, now in the box.
Ball.
Little inside, she avoids it. Even count 1 aboard here for San Francisco. They're known to stack the hits and pass the bat. Gilder and Lee gonna have to go at it today. Hits it hard over to third base from the knee, getting the lead runner at second, trying to turn 2, but not quite in time. They'll stick with the 1 out.
What a great defensive play there by Zettel Moyer at third base. Just like a vacuum cleaner, eating that up, not letting it get back by her at all. Look at that. See, that's not easy. She was going to her right, had to quickly stop, see that the ball was to her left, and then make that grab. And she did it.
All smiles for her defense as the bunt is laid down. Sacrifice attempt, and the throw is wide inside. So George going to be safe at second base. David Ard, quick appearance at the plate, but she does her job.
I believe that's our first sacrifice bunt in WPBL history. We just have a few more to go, and there's one of them. Perfect bunt. Look at that. Not a good throw over to second. The speed, too, to get to first base.
I believe that'll be ruled a sacrifice and then an E1.
Wow.
And the first pitch is in there to Kaplan. Saw her make a nifty grab out in the outfield. Skylar Kaplan out of Maryland.
Ball.
After a 1-2-3 inning back in the first, San Francisco getting things going offensively here, making things happen, putting it in play. Looking over at second. Helmet flies off, but she slides in safely.
Yeah, and really right now we're seeing great pitching. We know these lineups can both have, they both have the potential to put some runs on the board, get a lot of hits, but the pitching is really the battle right now. And Lee, I saw her back in Boston during spring training and just loved watching her. She just explodes when she pitches.
Fly ball out deep into the outfield, but well foul and left.
I had a lot of people ask me when they see a shot like that or a shot that crosses over, they're like, what is that white tent? And, explaining then to the fans and everyone that's watching on the broadcast, that's the clubhouse area, and the white tent is the training facilities where someone like LeBlanc, if she needs help with, her back that we mentioned was bothering her, or hammy, whatever, they go right there into the tent and get their treatment.
Kaplan will have to protect with 2 strikes.
Ball.
Good take. That one misses down. Kaplan went 2 for 4 in the season opener for San Francisco. Scored a couple of runs, had an RBI and a walk. Pretty solid day for the lefty.
I believe Lee has one of the fastest fastballs, too, in the league.
She'll take that down and draws the walk to load up the bases. An opportunity here for San Francisco. Just the 1 out with bases juiced. First walk of the day for Lee.
Lee has such a strong arm, too. She plays in the outfield. I was here the other day when the Heights were practicing, and you could just see that strong arm from the outfield. She wasn't, taking a day off at all, and then went to the bullpen and threw a few pitches.
Here's Joely Leguizamon out of Jacksonville, Florida. That one's going to get past. Coming in on her horse, taking home plate. George made it all the way around the bases, and the first run of the ball game comes across.
Nice break for the Firebells, tough break for the Heights. And then once the ball went past Benitez, you could, she would usually do something there, and there really wasn't. Just the smart thing to do was hold it up. The runner was definitely going to cross the plate.
Runners advance, so now second and third. And swinging at that pitch to make it 1-1. Talked about Leguizamon at the top. 2 for 4 day the first time out. Had a double, couple of runs, an RBI, and a walk as well. 8 out of 9 starters registering a hit. 1-1. Beautiful pitch. Sneaks in the second strike.
A really interesting note is we talked about using the wooden bat. It is allowed in the league. A lot of girls are choosing metal or composite. And Joely here, she actually did use a wood bat her first at bat in the first game.
Got her swinging. First strikeout of the day that we have seen, and in an important moment, Lee delivers the second out.
So Joely not using the wooden bat here. She said she quickly, after that first at bat, went to the drop 5 here, not able to connect at all with the pitch.
Comes right back with another strike to the number 9 hitter, Jua Park, who was really productive in that 9 spot, the South Korea native. Last time out, a couple of hits of her own as she takes that one to even it up 1-1.
Joely also talked about she had Jua behind her last game, and she said, I knew if I couldn't do it, Jua was right behind me, and she was going to do something.
And she hits that over to third base. Coming up on the run, the long throw over to first. The stretch seals it. Zettelmoyer getting it done, but a run does come across after after 2. San Francisco on top 1-0 over New York.
Hey, and after this half inning, can I get a drink of water? Just a small little cup, you know. Absolutely. Perfect. Thank you. And him too. I want to take it down. One more.
Top of the 3rd inning, and runs have been aplenty in the WPBL. The first one today coming across for San Francisco. They lead New York 1-0. We are back to the top of the order, one time through already for the Heights. And they have 3 hits so far on the day. Fans bringing their gloves out to see if they can catch a foul ball. And Perez steps back in the box to go up against Gilder. Grounded out to short last time. Low and away for ball 1.
Before the game today, I was talking a little bit to Stephen Larkin, who is coaching third base for the Heights. This is his first game. He wasn't here for game 1. There he is. He said he's a little nervous today. He doesn't want anybody to get out on the base pass, but he told me he was coaching third base. At first base is Jackson Henley, and that's Rocky's son, the Skip's son. And what a cool relationship to be able to coach with your mom, coach with your son. You know, that's not easy at all. I was at practice the other day, and he calls her Rocky. It's not like, hey, Mom. He's like, you know, Rocky. And he listens to his mom. So note that to my kids out there. He listens to his mom.
Always a good lesson.
Right.
Gilder getting a strike there to make it 3-1. And Rocky Henley did say one of her favorite moments coming into this inaugural season was getting to walk out on the field with her son. Full circle. Hard over to third, keeping it in front. Short hop. Did she lay down the tag? She didn't. The effort from LeBlanc, but Perez is going to stand on first base.
And that's why you just keep on running and running your hardest to first base. That was a tough one. LeBlanc trying to sneak in and, you know, put the tag on, hopefully getting the call from the umpire. Not an easy play at all. You know what? I just thought that's another first, right? A mother-son combination right there as far as coaching together. Look at that. Great play in the hot corner. Took the bounce really well. Then LeBlanc, she was there trying to sneak it in, but doesn't get the call.
Liz Gilder off to a solid start so far, has limited it to just 4 singles, and AJ Andrews has more for us.
Liz had quite the journey getting here. Liz and pretty much every player on Team Canada first flew to Chicago, hopped in a minivan to drive here to be at the WPBL for WPBL season. But it all started in Winnipeg, Manitoba. They were there for training camp. Then they drove the 11.5 hours down to Rockford, Illinois for the Women's Baseball World Cup. Then they had to fly into Toronto to get their visas. That would enable them to then come to Chicago to get in that minivan and finally make the 4.5 trip to Chicago in a minivan. Liz talked about how everything went well, except for the only hiccup of her confusing kilometers with miles per hour. She wouldn't tell me how fast she was driving, but she just said it was definitely over the speed limit, but they got here safely, and now they're on the field making history.
AJ and Yonatani getting on safely as well as she places that deep in the 5-6 hole off the glove of Leguizamon over at short, and it's 2 on here with no outs for the Heights.
Wait, now, isn't the speedometer, it has both miles per hour? Like, she should know. Wait a minute. She just doesn't want to tell us how fast she went. Liz, we know you were speeding. She wanted to get here quickly. So many interesting stories like that as far as how each player got here. Lots of road trips.
Danae Benitez, her second time up.
She had a big road trip. She left Rockford. A lot of players did that. Went back to Savannah, and she drove here because she wanted to bring her 2 cats.
Trying to make it feel like home here in Springfield. That one's in the dirt, but quick with it behind the dish. George on the hop. Runners stay put.
We've got a plethora of dogs, cats, all here. As I don't see Mr. Robinson today yet, but our PA announcer here, CJ Silas, brought her dog. And there's other dogs. I think Val Perez brought her dog, or no, Gentiloni definitely did. Amanda at second.
Just misses off the plate. Benitez.
Yeah, they're crazy.
Staying disciplined up there. She flew out to right field last time. That's the first time she didn't make it on base here in the WPBL. This is an absolute shot into left. It'll hit the wall. Coming around is 1 run, and it'll be an RBI single for the captain. Her 5th hit in the WPBL, and she is showing off for the Heights. They've tied it up.
Let's take a look, and I think it was the reverse announcer's curse there. You know, not a curse, but just as far as talking about that she didn't get the hit. And look, there she's got the hit right here, her 2nd time up. 5 hits now in the WPBL for Danae.
Her 3rd RBI as well, and that's going to lead to a conversation out on the mound. That is assistant coach Sam Unger. She's been a pitching coach and an assistant at the community college level in the Atlantic Collegiate League as well. Been an analyst in the Nationals organization as well as the Giants. Really analytical. And she's on staff alongside Jeff England for right there. There's the skip, Matt Williams.
Yeah, before the game, I talked to Sam, actually, and Matt, both just wondering how they are approaching, you know, handling pitchers. It's a unique situation, 2-way players here. They have to get their BP in, you know, during workouts. They have to get their infield or outfield, you know, work in. They need to get their bullpens in. And it was funny because Sam said, you know, that is very unique for us. We are all baseball people. So they said they're actually just listening to the players. They said they know them, you know, themselves well, especially someone like Kelsey Whitmore.
Here's the cleanup, Kylie Lawners. Conversation working with the first pitch strike. Lawners popped up to second. Now an opportunity here. 2 on base, 1st and 2nd with no outs. Heights have already tied it up. Can they add to it? In the dirt. George keeps it in front.
I kind of only half told Kylie's story that when she, you know, decided to go try out for the U.S. women's baseball team, her parents said, yeah, we'll give you a plane ticket there. We're not going to get you a plane ticket back unless you make the team. She would have been stranded, she said, if she didn't make the team.
Savage. I love it. Beautiful pitch from Gilder.
Yeah, she laughed about it when she talked about it, and she said, well, I guess that's one way of, having to make the team there. Take a look. Gilder firing it in. She's got so much movement on that on her pitches coming from the left side.
And that'll miss. Lahner's doing a nice job laying off there. 2 for 2 with 3 RBIs last time out, including a double, a couple of walks. In the dirt again, that's going to get past. Both runners advance. Gilder coming in to cover home. George recovers it, and it's 2 in scoring position. Still no outs.
Nice break there for the Heights. They're in scoring position. We'll take a look. That ball just hopped away quickly. George, she had to throw off her mask and, try and find the ball, and then still it got caught around her ankles.
Nothing she could really do on that. That was a tough high hop. Now a big time pitch to Lahners. Fouled straight back. A little bit of a grin on her face. She wanted that one. Full count continues. We'll do another payoff pitch. That's on the ground through the 5-6 hole. An RBI, could it be 2? The throw home is offline, and it's 2 RBIs for Lahners, and she sneaks into second base safely. Kylie Lahners gives the Heights the lead. They're up 3-1.
And really, I think that's a veteran play right there. That she was going to be very aggressive here on the base pass. Nice job of hitting. Speed by the 2 runners on the base pass. Look at Danae go. And then Kylie saying, I'm going to try and sneak on in here. And she did. She caught the second baseman off guard. And I'm sure she's going to talk to Gentiloni about that too in Leguizamon later. But yeah, just sneaking right there behind their back.
A crooked number up here in the 3rd inning. New York Heights up 3-1. Still no outs with Lahners over at second base. Now it's Ibarra's turn. Popped up to the shortstop. Back in the 2nd. And how crucial is it, Lisa, after you give up a run to then punch back right away and score yourself?
Oh, yeah, that really fires you up. That's what you want to do. And not only did they just match them with the 1 run, but they added 2 more to take over the lead.
Gilder gets in there with the strike, 0-1.
Lahners, we've talked about her experience. She's at second base. She is not the elder statesman, though, here on the roster. That goes to Val Perez. Perez, 34 years of age.
Pitch just missed to make it 1-1. A great mix of some veterans who have been in the game for a really long time and some up-and-coming talent, too, who are emerging in women's baseball in this league. That's in for a strike, 1-2. She didn't like it, but now she'll have to protect with 2 strikes.
The youngest on the team is Alyssa Zettelmoyer, who's playing third base for the Heights.
Waits on it, gets a piece to stay alive. The Heights, we talked about at the top, really had control for most of the game against the Queens on opening day, just right at the end. Some tough defensive plays, dealing with the rain and the weather. There was no way they weren't playing baseball that day. Swing and a miss. That'll do it with the K. And that is the first out here in the top of the 3rd inning. Gilder does it herself.
A much-needed strikeout after having everybody get on base in front of her. The first 4 hitters here in the lineup for the Heights and 3 runs crossing the plate.
Her first strikeout on the day. Now she'll face Rakyung Kim. Grounded out to short last time up. Takes the pitch inside for a strike. She thought it was a little in. Kim threw 4 innings as the starting pitcher on opening day throughout the very first pitch in WPBL history. Takes that pitch there, and it's a quick 0-2 count. Gilder starting to jump ahead.
Yeah, and other pitchers, you know, pitchers like Kim here in the box, they usually have a really good read of the zone.
Just missed on the foul ball. Touch late. Still 0-2.
Before batting practice even started, Kim and Yanatani were both in the cage, getting in some, you know, early work there. They were working with Coach Larkin, and then Rocky had to say, hey, let's get in the clubhouse here. You know, we've got a quick meeting, but they were getting early work.
0-2 again. A little up, gets out of the way. Make it 1-2.
I like the armor that she has on her elbow. Shiny, gold, silver.
Like the two-tone metallic. Did she get a piece? Looks like it was strike 3. So back-to-back Ks. And Gilder trying to get the Firebells out of this one. 2 away, still a runner at second.
Another very important strikeout. Liz trying to, you know, quickly finish up this inning here, not throw too many more pitches.
And Kira Izumi will step back in. She's 1 for 1. She has one of the 6 hits now, at least for the Heights.
Izumi is one of the 19-year-olds here for the Heights. Her birthday is coming up, though. It's on Monday, just a day after yours, right? Isn't your birthday on Sunday?
It is.
All
Great
right.
memory, Lisa.
Happy early birthday. We won't forget that day.
We can forget my age, though. We won't go there.
Okay. So not 19.
Not quite. The 0-1 count. Pitch just missed. Izumi was in the 9 spot on opening day for the Heights. She moves up to number 7 today.
Izumi goes to USC. She keeps quite busy. Not only is she majoring in mechanical engineering, but she plays club softball and started the first women's club baseball team at USC. She talked about it, and she said there's about a dozen women's baseball club teams in college.
There's a strike called.
They don't all get together and get to play against each other, but let's take a look at this strike. Beautiful pitch right on the edge. That'll have Izumi thinking.
Nice frame by George. 2-2. Lines it into center field. Winning the battle is Izumi. Lawners are holed up at third. It's runners at the corners here with 2 outs.
And that pitch, Gilder just left up a little bit too much, and Izumi was able to time it out. You can see it right here. It's going to come right close to her eyes and right in that high strike zone. She said, no way am I letting that pitch get by. Big eyes on it, and she put it into center field.
A 2-for-2 day for Kira Izumi so far. Bottom half of the order has been productive. And it looks like we will have a change here for San Francisco on the mound. 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd inning. Gilder, book almost closed. She is responsible for the runners on base, but 2 2/3 innings. She allowed 7 hits. 1 of the 3 runs has been earned. No walks and a couple of Ks on the day. And this is what it looked like for the Heights.
You can see the little bobble there, and that'll put a runner on, and then Benitez is driving them in. Benitez, once again, Lawners here at the plate. She will drive in a couple more and then sneak on in to take second base. Look at that. The throw coming in, and Jenna Lundy quickly trying to react. But 3 runs here in the top of the 3rd, with the Heights leading now 3-1.
And getting the warm-up pitches in as we have a change here in the 3rd. It's the new era call to the bullpen. Jua Park out of South Korea. We've seen her have success in the box, now looking to do the same thing on the mound and get San Francisco out of this inning.
This is where things start to get interesting, because this is where once you take Gilder out, now you're bringing Park in, and things are just going to start to move around. This is the really interesting part of the WPBL. Matt Williams trying to figure out now, okay, what are we going to do, Sam? And they look like they're just laughing out there. But they are relaxed, and you know, Matt, he really believes in this team, and he's like, okay, well, we've got Liz out, we've got Park in, and I know that my lineup that's coming up after this in the bottom half of the inning is going to do something.
A lot of game left here for San Francisco to try to answer to New York, but they got to get out of this one first. 4 in a row, starting at the top of the order. Perez, Yonatani, Benitez, and Lawners getting on base. The first 3 coming around to score. Gilder answered with a couple of Ks back-to-back, getting Ibarra and Kim, then gave up the base hit to Izumi, and that's what brought in Jua Park. She will face Alyssa Zettelmoyer.
Jua Park is so athletic. Not only is she versatile in the middle infield, but she also can pitch right here. And we see Kelsey Whitmore, the DH today, and she'll be on the mound in the next couple of days as San Francisco plays 3 games in a row.
First pitch low and away to Zettelmoyer. And some changes defensively. Samantha Gutierrez, number 33, over at 3rd base now for San Francisco, taking the place of Park.
Gutierrez played college ball at Oregon State and Newman University in Eastern New Mexico.
Zettelmoyer 1 for 1, had a single back in the 2nd. In the dirt, keeps it in front. I tell you, George has been working back there today.
She really has, on her toes. Gutierrez, she's listed as a catcher, in now though as the new 3rd baseman for the Firebells, and that's just the flexibility and versatility of all the athletes here in the WPBL.
First batter she sees in Park with the 4-pitch walk to Zettelmoyer. And that will load them up for the Heights.
And this is where it gets interesting. When I was talking to Sam Unger and manager Matt Williams, they're like, okay, we know who's starting. We pretty much have the rotation since we're playing, you know, these 3 games in a row. So that kind of goes to the baseball part of it. But once the starter comes out, that's where they've really got to decide, you know, who to bring in and how to move players around.
Claire Eccles takes a first pitch strike from Park, her first strike of her appearance. Eccles popped up to shortstop her first time up. Would love to turn over to the top of the order once again, where things got going to put the 3 runs on the board this inning.
And one of the conversations that Matt had with Liz Gilder was, when I take you out, you know, can I put you somewhere? Where can I put you? And she's like, I can play anywhere. I'm just a pitcher, but I'll play anywhere you want me to. She said, but I'm nervous about batting. She's like, I don't know if you should put me in the lineup. She hasn't hit for a long time.
Everyone has their strengths.
That's
on the versatility.
Right. I mean, she could just stand there, right? Take a pitch or lay down a bunt, maybe.
2-1 count here with bases juiced. 2 outs. Fouled off. Eccles wanted that pitch.
I feel you though, Liz, because I was a pitcher, softball though, and batted a perfect 1,000 one year, went 1 for 1. Don't put me into hit, hardly ever hit. But on the other side here, Jenna, I think you've got a good bat, right? You could hit the ball.
Once upon a time. The 2-2 pitch is fouled off as well.
Oh, too modest.
Well, these are the
Too
types of
modest
moments,
here.
though, that you loved. I loved as a hitter, and you love as a fan to watch. Bases loaded, 2 outs, 2-2 count here. Number 9 hitters up. The Heights have an opportunity to bust it open. Right back to Park. She jogs over the underhand to first base and gets him out of it. But 3 more runs come across, and it's for the New York Heights. They're up by 2 as we head to the bottom half.
Northern Landscaping Company. First scoreboard. St. Waterhouse Transit District. Springfield Clinic. Stratus Networks. Exgol, Springfield, Illinois. University of Illinois, Springfield Athletic Training. And Whistle Stop, thank you so much for your support of the WPBL.
Welcome back, guys. I am now joined by Kelsey Whitmore's dad, Scott Whitmore. And Scott, we were just discussing earlier how you weren't sure that there'd be a women's professional baseball league in Kelsey's lifetime. Kelsey stepped on the field for the first time a few days ago. What were the emotions that came up for you watching her dreams come true?
The emotion was all for her. You know, it's something that she's wanted for such a long time. For me as a dad, you know, you see your kid succeed in something that they have a passion for, and then to get to do it in this venue, in this league, it's awesome. I mean, it's a dream come true for her, so it's a dream come true for me.
Kelsey has had many firsts. She's made history many times, being the first woman to play professionally for a team affiliated with MLB, the first woman to play for the Banana Ball, and now she is a part of the WPL, making history today. For you, what is your favorite Kelsey first?
Ooh, that's a good question. Her birth was kind of a good one, you know. It was really cool when she made the Women's USA national team. That was a cool first. But this is right there. I mean, it was cool when she signed to play indie ball, because being the first woman to do that. But this is right up there with the top. So USA Baseball and this are really right there. It's good stuff.
Scott, you've been here from the beginning. You had the signs of her 6-year-old self. She's now achieving her 6-year-old dreams, and you're here to watch it. Thank you for joining.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Great stuff. Thank you, AJ. It's a 1-2 count here at the top of the order. Jen Aloni trying to get things going for San Francisco to answer. Make it a 2-2 count. She flew out to center field last time. Getting a piece of it here. She's battling in this at-bat.
She is. AJ mentioned real quickly about, you know, the 6-year-old self photos that her dad, her mom, everyone had for the first game. And that goes along with Kelsey always talking about she wished, she's playing for her 6-year-old self. And it was just so cool. And it was something else that brought tears, to people's eyes, to myself, just seeing that video of her and her mom talking about it. And then it's on Instagram. And then having, the photos of 6-year-old Kelsey being able to see Kelsey now.
Good take from Gentiloni.
I like that we have young fans in the stands there waving to the, cameras, and look at that. No crying in baseball, right? Got to bring your kids to the ballpark because guess what? School is starting soon here.
Great at bat for Gianaloni. A lead-off walk goes deep into the count, stays disciplined, and SF has a runner aboard. So as Park came in to pitch, Samantha Gutierrez replaced her over at third base. She's now hitting in that number 2 spot. Kelsey Whitmore started there as the DH with the pitching change. It is now Gutierrez taking her chances in the box.
Yeah, keeping that 2-hole for the San Diegoans. They're both from San Diego, Whitmore and Gutierrez.
Grounded up the middle softly. Gonna step on second, get the first out, and turn 2. A heads-up double play. And Perez gets the twin kill.
And that's the classic 6-4-3 there as we take a look up the middle. Six taking the base herself to 3. Sped by so fast, and Val was so smooth there, caught me thinking about it. But yeah, took it herself, making the play and getting the throw over to first in time.
Letting the defense help her out is Lee. It's Jill Albayati now. She grounded out to short. Catching the outside corner there is Lee. Went 1-2-3, facing the top of the order back in the first inning. Looking to do it unconventionally here with the double play once again. Won't do it. That is absolutely crushed into the right center gap. Coming around second, looking to take second base, and she'll do it. Albayati standing up with a 2-bagger. 2-out double, and the Firebells are still at it.
Firebells aggressive on the base pass. Once she gets that hit, look at it, a hanging curveball there that she puts it out into the field and then decides to test the arms as that ball rolls to the fence. A little hop away.
Second hit in the WPBL for Albayati. She passes the bat to LeBlanc. Singled last time up back in the second.
LeBlanc knows Jada Lee really well. They played on Team Canada together. And I asked her, so what's your scouting report on Jada Lee? And she said, I'm just sitting on the fastball. That's all we're doing. We're waiting for that fastball.
2-0 count. Finds the zone there. Make it 2-1.
Back to Gutierrez coming in to the DH spot, taking Whitmore out of the lineup here today. That was something that Matt Williams talked with me about the game, before the game. He was trying to figure out exactly what to do. And that's why Liz was like, I don't know if I can hit, because he was like, do you want to keep Kelsey in the lineup or, out? And so that was a tough decision to make.
A tough moment here for Lee with the 3-1 count.
Because if he was able to move Liz then to a position, then Kelsey could stay in the lineup.
Hard shot knocked down over at short. The throw to first gets it done. Runner gets on and is stranded. So New York hangs on to the lead 3-1.
I got two y'all. Two fellas here, 2 hot dogs. Can you eat 2 hot dogs in 60 seconds? I got this. Can you? Yeah. Have you both had dinner? Oh, sorry, maybe. Can you eat 2 hot dogs in 60 seconds? No, I know, it's a lot. Have you both had dinner already? Have you eaten today? Yeah? Okay, well, we're going to put you up to the test. 60 seconds on the clock. You're going to have to unravel them and eat. You ready for this? All right, fans, let's count them down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! All right, here we go, here we go, here we go.
The Heights with 3 runs on 7 hits so far. The Firebells, one with a couple of base knocks, and mascot Mabel always at it. This is a hot dog eating contest.
We were just talking about what our favorite food is, and look at that. Now, I would be doing with the pretzels, you would do the popcorn, but these guys, that's the hot dog eating contest. They have to do like Joey Chestnut. Don't they usually dip it in water? You know, and so that way the bun's soggy and you can do it fast. These 2 guys, they're not doing it very fast at all. Have you ever done or seen the challenge where you have a hot dog every inning or a hot dog and a beer every inning, something like that, right? I couldn't do that either. Well, I don't really like hot dogs that much.
I have heard of that. It sounds like it would be a challenge. And it looks pretty challenging for these 2 right here.
I know. This is like the slow eating hot dog contest.
There's something
Who
about...
can eat it the slowest?
Yeah. There's something about a hot dog at the ballpark, though, that just is so classic, part of the experience. And once they're done, they'll be watching the top of the order for the New York Heights. Park came in to relieve, issued a walk, and then got the last out herself on a ground out. And she'll go up against Perez, Yonatani, and Benitez, who are scheduled up. The Heights had a big inning last time out. All 3 runs came in the 3rd. Lawners, the cleanup, had the 2 RBI single. Really put them above and beyond.
Perez here at the plate. She's got such an interesting story, and I know it's going to be highlighted in a documentary that's being worked on for the WPBL. The documentary called Fire Starters, and they followed, it's Abby Cannon, a student at American University, and followed 3 players here in the WPBL from draft day until opening weekend.
Pitch is down. The Heights trying to be the fire extinguisher against the Firebells here today. So far, they remain on top. Rocky Henley trying to get her team its first win ever in the WPBL. Ducks out of the way there.
Duck, duck, goose. Yeah, I got a duck out of the way. Luckily, she had plenty of time to do that. I think it's so cool that Val Perez is a coach for the firefighters in banana ball.
Takes a strike.
You know, that they had and had the vision of having a woman coach, you know, in banana ball and coaching all the guys too. It's not a girls team.
Takes strike 2. Park trying to climb back. Perez was the 13th overall pick in the WPBL draft. He's also been on the women's national team. Payoff pitch. On plane and launched into left. That'll fall in. Perez winning the battle and gets the line drive base knock to get the Heights going once again.
Second hit here today for Perez. It was up at eye level. Look at that, just hanging. And Perez, nice bat to ball action.
Great job getting on plane. She passes the bat to Yonatani. Gotten on base twice so far in this one. Pitch just misses from Park. 2 for 2 day so far for Yonatani. That's down. Natsuki Yonatani, 24 years old, but she's got a birthday coming up as well, just a couple of days from now, out of Japan. Won the Asian Games, says that's one of her career highlights, and represents Japan internationally. Takes a strike there.
My favorite thing about Yatani is hearing from Rocky, the manager for the Heights, when she said that Yatani, you know, it says that you play left field. She said, no, I play right. I play, you know, right field where I can throw them out at first base. And so she's like, okay. So she put her in, and that's exactly what she did in game one. She caught, I'm trying to remember who it is. I can look back real quick. But yeah, caught one of the runners there going down to first, thought she got a base hit, and instead Yatani just threw to first. So Rocky listened well and put her in the right spot.
Yanks that foul, hooks down the left side.
That was Amira Hondras as I look back. 9-3 got the out. I'm sure Hondras after that was like, I'm running fast. But, you know, Yatani out there and right.
And we'll do it again, 3-2 count. Payoff pitch, runner at first. No outs. Lines it just past the extended glove of Gentiloni. It's going to get past in the outfield. Runners will keep going around. She's being sent to home. And the throw is not quite in time. Diving head first is Perez. Yonatani adds another one to the tally for New York. They're up 4-1.
Yonatani here puts it out into center field. She has been on base all 3 times. Heights aggressive. Look at Perez sneaking in before the tag can be applied to her. And now the Heights doing just what they did at the top of the order back in the 3rd.
And as the captain, Danae Benitez, now comes up, we'll go down to A.J. Andrews.
Danae, the captain for the New York Heights, she wears a lot of hats, figuratively and literally. She's a standout member of Team USA, made history as the first female catcher in banana ball history, playing for the local Beach Coconuts, and off the field, she's a volunteer firefighter at EMT. And then off the field, she loves to utilize her hat collection to set off an outfit. She likes to think of it as a sandwich. She picks the hat first, then the shoes, and fills it in with the right fit. And on the field, when she's stepping into the plate, she utilizes that swag to get the hits that she's been getting all season long.
She adds another one right now with an RBI single to bring in Yonatani. And it's 2 in the 4th, 5 runs for New York. Kylie Lahners, who had 2 RBIs on her single last time, steps in.
Well, talking about collecting hats, Benitez is collecting hits here in the WPBL. Her 6th hit in just 2 games.
Got a few RBIs to her name as well. Doing exactly what you'd hope a 3-hole hitter would do. Lahners has been cleaning up as well in the 4 spot. She takes that one well outside.
Yatani wasn't on the base paths for very long. That was a quick trip around.
You'll take that all day long if you're Yonatani. (2-0). Down the third base line, just foul. And the production continues for the New York Heights. Still no outs. Benitez over at first base. If you're Jada Lee, you're loving it. We'll take all the cushion that you can get.
Gives her some time to rest. She had a lot of rest time in the 3rd as the Heights batted around.
In there, evens it up at 2-2. That was the pitch that Park needed in that moment. Benitez takes off. And it's thievery down at second base. Puts herself in scoring position.
Yeah, you mentioned it, Jenna, that, George behind the plate, she's got to work a lot here today. She is chasing balls and having a little rough time there. Hanging with it, though. Some days are just like that, right?
Full count. Runner in scoring position now for Lawners. Upstairs, she'll take the walk. Solid plate appearance for Kylie Lawners. Patient after the 2 RBI single last time up. 2 aboard at first and second. Still no outs here in the 4th. Middle of the order due up, and that is going to lead to a conversation on the mound.
Now this is the part of the order where that Gilder was able to get after, and pick up her couple of strikeouts. Ibarra is 0 for 2, Kim 0 for 2 today.
Middle of the order, there's Gilder.
Kelsey looking on right next to her. Looks more like, strategy-wise. You see Gilder there. She's got the wrap around and has the cold pack on her left shoulder after pitching. That's something that I was talking to Sam Unger about, and also Matt Williams. That's what we usually see, after a pitcher comes out, he's going back, getting some treatment, having the cold pack on or whatever they might do. And you don't always see that here, and you won't in the WPBL, because you might see that pitcher actually going to play a position. He was, when we were talking about it, he was, just kind of amazed. He's like, these girls really know their bodies. I've got to listen to them. They've done this, for quite some time. So he's like, they're, and Sam talked about it too, that they're just warmed up. They're already warmed up from, whether playing the outfield or pitching. So their arm is ready for the outfield or pitching, vice versa.
Ibarra's ready here. 2 aboard, no outs. Park trying to settle back in. First pitch, high, foul territory. No man's land. Is there room? Just past the glove of Gutierrez.
Gutierrez, she was trying to judge it. I think she lost it a little bit, getting close to those lights over there. And also it's the time of day where the sun is setting, the sky is kind of, blending a little bit when you look up. And she just tried to put her glove out there and hopefully maybe, catch some leather. She also was worried about, coming close to the wall, too. Just put in at third base. Park started there.
And the 0-1 from Park here. Takes a look. Even more barrel on that one, but still well foul. Diana Ibarra, the first Mexican woman to hit a home run in a World Cup qualifier. Been on Mexico's women's national team since back in 2019. Rich baseball history in Mexico. 0-2. Good take, makes it 1-2.
There's a handful of players from Mexico. I think they're all split up on different teams, though. I met Samaria Benitez, who is from Mexico also. She played last night, and she's here with a friend because Benitez doesn't know English as well, and her friend was actually giving me some she was recording them for me, some questions that I can ask Benitez and other Spanish-speaking players here in the WPBL. So it was really cool to be able to, get those questions in Spanish that I can ask, how do you feel, as far as play and other things in baseball.
There was a pitch clock violation there. There's chopped foul as Ibarra stays alive here.
So I have some Spanish lessons to study so that I can do that. I had to record it because I was like, oh, if you just tell me and I write it down, I probably won't, remember exactly how to say it. And so I'm like, record it for me. She's been here with Benitez the whole week. We'll be going back soon. They're both from Mexico, but her friend now is in, I believe, like San Diego, somewhere in California at least, but I believe so.
2-2 pitch is up to fill the count. George keeping a close eye over at first base, keeping Lawners honest. Park falling behind in the count a little bit here. Back-to-back crooked numbers put up for the Heights. 3 last inning, 2 here in the 4th. Payoff pitch. And that is upstairs. Does Ibarra realize that that was ball 4? She wanted to hit, folks. But the base on balls. And that's going to load it up for the Heights. I like to see hitters who just want to get in there and hit.
Yeah, I see a lot of times too, hitters, if they get hit by a pitch, they're not happy because they want to be in there and hit.
Solid plate appearance. Get yourself on base for your teammates, but I like seeing the aggressiveness. Kim gonna try to be aggressive here. She's 0 for 2. Bases loaded, no outs. Can't quite find the zone just yet. It's 1-0. San Francisco playing tomorrow as well.
Yeah, they play 3 in a row because then we have the doubleheader on Saturday. So they don't really have, the opportunity. They've got to try and really have their pitchers go as far as they can. Right now, there's no action in the bullpen, so Park is it.
Some wiggle on that pitch, and she finds the zone there. And right as we say that, some action in the bullpen now. Del Castillo and Eister out there. Gonna get loose. 2-1 count here. Pitch is fouled, evened up now at 2-2. Kim looking for her first hit in the WPBL. Talked about how she was on the mound last time as the starter, went 4 innings. Grounded out to short, struck out. Looking to make the adjustment here.
And we have a friendly drive-by of Mr. Robinson, our dog mascot, up here in the press box. I saw you sneaking in a little pet there, Jenna. Or were you shooing him away from your food? No.
No. I will always welcome Mr. Robinson. Our PA announcer, CJ Silas, bringing her dog out to the ballpark. Payoff pitch. Bases loaded. No outs. Jam job. Park going to take it herself. Underhands home. The short hop is scooped up by George, and they'll get the force. A much needed out for San Francisco. First one of the inning.
That's really heads up play because that's one where it's just a freak little thing. She's jammed, it drops there, and you just have to really be heads up. Park is, and then the athleticism of George to hang on to it. You figure it's easy. All you do is have to step on the plate, but no, you got to get it there, and you got to get it there on time. Almost acting like a bunt. She was ready. That's what they, teach pitchers to definitely, after the fall through, be ready for something to come back to you.
Izumi on a 2 for 2 day so far, stepping in. Takes a strike from Park. Pitchers who can field and help themselves out as that 5th infielder. Oh, one of my favorite things to see in this game. Back-to-back singles in her last 2 at-bats. Seen some production there towards the bottom part of the order. Park just misses. So the 1-1 count. Still have bases loaded with the 1 out, so still looking to get that force at home if possible defensively. There it is, 1-2 now. Park came in back in the 3rd, was able to get out number 3. Working on out number 2 here in the 4th. 1-2. Low and away.
Well, the Heights, they've been getting a lot of production from the top of the order, but also right here in the 7 spot with Izumi. Zettelmoyer been getting on base too, a hit and a walk. She'll be up after Izumi.
2-2. Make it a full count. And Park now has surpassed 40 pitches thrown since she came in. 3 walks on the day. Trying to minimize the freebies, especially when you got nowhere to put her. Payoff. Absolutely crushed, but well foul.
Oh, that went over the fence too, but to the left of that yellow foul pole.
We saw the first ever Grand Slam in WPBL history. Nearly saw the second.
There you can see clearing the fence, 290 over there, but just on the left side.
290 down the lines here at Robin Roberts Stadium. 330 out in center field. We'll pay it off again. That's going to hit her. Would have been ball 4 either way. And it looks like might be calling her back here. Home plate umpires having her stick around in the batter's box.
That's a ball 4. That's a ball 4.
And it's confirmed it's ball 4. Might have been a question around whether the hit by pitch applied there.
We'll take a
but it was
closer
ball
look.
4 either way, and it gets her arm out of the zone regardless.
Yeah, looks it right on her elbow there.
Does lead to another run coming across. For New York, they're up by 5. It's a 6-1 ball game. Still bases loaded with 1 out. And it looks like we're going to have a change here for San Francisco on the hump. Park going 2/3 of an inning in total. Gave up a few hits, few runs, couple of which were earned, 3 walks, faced 9 total batters, but nearly 50 pitches thrown by Park. She is making her way out to the outfield because it's the new era call to the bullpen, and Dave Bedard is coming in from center and coming to the mound. So we'll be back to see if San Francisco can get out of it.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Firebells, number 25, Ella David. Moving to center field, number 7, Mark Pure.
Bases are loaded with 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning. A pitching change for San Francisco as Ella Bedard comes in from center field, getting her warm-up pitches in, trying to stop the bleeding. New York putting up a couple of crooked numbers. And Ella Bedard, the 21-year-old out of Canada, can play multiple positions defensively, now taking her chances, trying to help her team out on the mound.
David Ard coming in the same slot where Park did of the lineup. So Zettelmoyer is facing another pitcher, the 3rd pitcher that she will face in tonight's ball game.
Yeah, both pitching changes coming after Izumi gets on base. Zettelmoyer 1 for 1, got a single and a walk. First pitch in for a strike. Off to a good start is Dave Bedard.
I noticed Zettelmeyer's necklaces or chains before, the rainbow, beaded necklace that she has on, but now I see the sparkle of the black one. She's just glowing tonight.
She's been glowing at the plate so far as she steps out.
On base twice, base hit, and a walk.
Zettelmeyer's first start in the WPBL. Takes a strike there, 0-2. Nice job by George. She's been locked in back there. Got to give a lot of credit to her. This is the third pitcher that she has worked with for San Francisco. Got to be that manager behind the dish.
Each time having to adjust to a new pitcher, get the communication going in there. That's where she just said step off, to make sure that they do have the communication, the signs down with Dave Bedard.
0-2 pitch. Low and away. George hangs on to it. George calling the pitches in this one so far. She's going to relace the catcher's mitt.
Tighten it up there. She wants to definitely make sure. Doesn't want any balls to get by her here. Nice two-tone glove. She's ready to go. Everything matches too. See it on her, all her catcher's gear.
A 1-2 pitch, fouled and out of play on the right side. Another souvenir for a lucky fan.
Nobody to compete with there in that area, right? That they just get to pick up the ball. Not even with, I don't know if it's a sibling next to you or what. They're letting you get the ball.
In the air, deep enough for a potential sacrifice fly. Coming in for third is Lawners, and it'll do it. Excuse me, Ibarra coming in to score. And the sacrifice fly, productive second out there, and run number 7 for New York.
Yeah, so Zettelmeyer, she might not get on base or a hit here, but she hits it deep enough for it to be a sac fly and bring in another run for the Heights. Heights 3 in the third, and now here 4 in the fourth.
Two on, 2 outs. That one's lifted. Parked under it is Jua. She will make the grab. But another crooked number, and it's a 7-1 lead for New York. San Francisco looking to answer.
Fans, we ask you to pull out your cell phones, scan the QR code on the video board, and we'll officially launch our WPBL Fan Zone. If you want to stay up to date with the latest WPBL news, this is the best way to do it. Countdown to game time, game day programs, tickets, merch, so much more. Grab your phones, scan the QR code, and join all the WPBL fun.
The sun setting here at Robin Roberts Stadium, and the game continues here in the bottom of the fourth. New York on top of San Francisco 7-1. Jada Lee has been productive on the mound, and it's just absolutely gorgeous today at the ballpark.
Beautiful sunset out there. Look at all the colors as they cross the sky. We see the blues to the right, but sneaking through the purples, oranges.
Middle of the order here for San Francisco.
They have the
George leading
streaks.
off.
Wow, it's like fireworks out there.
Cotton
in the
candy
sky.
skies.
Yes.
That's another ballpark food to add to the list.
Right, I forgot about that one.
Swing and a miss, big cut there.
That's the sticky one, but the one that all the kids love. Did you like cotton candy growing up?
I did.
Yeah. Particular color.
Didn't matter. Just
It all
sugar.
tastes the same, right?
See some fans snapping some photos of that gorgeous sunset. A 2-1 count here as Lee falls behind to George. She reached on a fielder's choice back in the second, scored the lone run of the day for San Francisco. Only a couple of hits on the board for the Firebells so far. And that is deep into the outfield. Camping under it. She misses it out a little bit. That's going to fall. Looked like she lost it in the lights potentially. They are bright and all on right now as the sun is setting here in Robin Roberts. So George catches a break.
Yeah, tough one. Look at that. Up in the sky, Jada's pointing up, and Claire's just like, hey, I can't find it. Looking to get some help from a fielder around her. And it is tough. It is very tough to see. I'm looking at the lights right now, and boy, they are blinding when you look up.
And we have a Gold Glove outfielder on our team here. AJ Andrews has more for us.
I like that introduction, Jenna. Thank you so much. Yeah, I just want to give a little insight in the outfield. When you have lights that are low, like the lights here at Robin Roberts Stadium, when the ball gets above those lights, you completely lose it. It's just like playing and looking directly into the sun. Where you may not think it makes sense because it's dark outside, it completely, you lose the ball, especially at night. So we've seen this happen a couple times out here, and it is due to the fact that the lights are low, they're bright, and once the ball gets above, you completely lose it. And by the time it comes down, it can often be too late to make the play.
Thank you for the insight, AJ, and I'll brag on her for a little bit as well. LSU alum for softball. One of the first women to be named a Gold Glove Award winner. As the runner takes off there, throw is high and inside, and George will sneak in with the stolen base.
I know you got to take all the information you can, get the advice of a Gold Glover that way. So cool that she got to be the first Gold Glove Award winner in softball when they started to award that. Now, what do you do though? Do you just let the ball drop like that? Is there a way to play it?
Ball's foul over in the bullpen area. You don't let it get past you. I think that is the key. Keeping it in front, so she limit them to a single. And Ella De Bedard is looking for one of those right now. She laid down the sack last time up. A big pitch here. That's gonna get her. The hit batter will put two aboard on first and second here for San Francisco.
We'll take a look as Lee goes inside, trying to keep De Bedard off the plate, and just a little too far inside. De Bedard with that gear says, well, you got me, and I'll take first base.
Looks like a rally bell we might be seeing for the Firebells there, trying to get something going. We saw George trying to hype up her teammates when she got over to second base.
A little dinner bell. It's now going to be the rally bell.
And first pitch strike there to Kaplan.
We'll have
Two
to
on,
find
no outs.
We'll have to find out if that was purchased or did they take that off the desk at the hotel.
I like the creativity. Kaplan walked last time up. Just missed, makes it 1-1.
All I know is we had a bell at our hotel. It might be missing now. The one I saw was the one you hit with the, your finger, like teachers used to have.
Nice pitch. Kaplan didn't love it, but Lee will take it. Makes it a 1-2 count. Firebells trying to light a fire here. This is an opportunity for them. They brought just the one run across back in the second. Trying to add to the tally in the hit column. 1-2. Gets it out of there to protect. Stays alive. There's mascot Mabel getting the fans into it.
You got to get a selfie with Mabel.
Got to. I need to get one. Haven't got one yet. That misses upstairs for a 2-2 count.
She's one of a kind.
Two of a kind if you count the real Mabel
Right,
and
when they were
mascot
together.
Mabel. We saw a meeting
We
of the
only have
Mabels.
one now. The other one, I guess the Mets let her, get on a plane and go back, as she had a little jab at the Mets.
Absolute. Oh! Almost snagged it. Are they going to call it a catch? They do.
What a play. That's a jab right there, leaping to her left to make the catch, and it just pops out, but it's still a catch. Taking a closer look. Look at that leap. And yes, it just, as she hit the ground, that's when it popped out of her glove. So she had it all the way and even protected it a little bit with her body. That's Perez out there.
Absolute all-out effort. Hung on to it long enough.
She's made some really good plays at shortstop today.
And that's in for a strike. Leguizamon. Working with the 0-2. She's going to get hit right in the helmet. It comes off. Oohs and ahs in the crowd trying to make sure she's okay.
Yeah, we could hear that sound too, right on the helmet, square too. Not even catching just a little bit of it. Manager Matt Williams knows what that's like at the big league level. He's got to make sure that his player is okay.
Making her way down to first base. Tough as nails. Leguizamon getting on base. And the bases are loaded once again with just the one out.
The pitch again. She turned out of the way, but it came right there on the left side. That actually hit right on the brim, enough for the helmet to fly off too. Hopefully they didn't catch too, skin there, but just the brim.
That pitch is low and away. Park once again stepping up. She grounded out to third base her first time up. Seen her on the mound, seen her in the outfield. She's got bases loaded. Seen San Francisco bust out the big innings. Saw it in the first game in their season opener. There's the strike from Lee for making it 2-1.
They have the opportunity here when you talk about those big innings. This is the bottom of the order. They're back up to the top with some big bats.
11 runs on 15 hits in that win, and that's hit hard on the ground to the right side. Sticking with it, getting the force at second. Did she keep her foot in? She did not. The run comes across, and everybody's safe. Put the ball in play, and good things happen. San Francisco adds another one.
Well, there's a break for the Firebells, and they're going to go up to the top of the order after this. Well, there it is. Couple of hard bounces, and then just a little stumble by Azumi. She'll throw as quickly as she can over to second. It's up high. Perez is there, and she says, to the umpire, she motions. She thinks she actually got there quicker, but runner safe, run crosses the plate.
Looks like that'll be scored as an error. So an E4 if you're keeping score at home.
Really tough break because Azumi there just kind of stumbled, you know, and then she just tried to, as quick as she could, flip it over, you know, to the second base bag.
Back to the top of the order here. Gianna Loney, 0 for 1, flew out and earned the walk. Takes a strike there.
Giannalone, she was the player of the game last game for the Firebells, going 3 for 5, scoring a run.
3 RBIs and a stolen base as well. Off the end of the bat. Swinging bunt here, playable. And they will get the out at first, but the run comes across once again. Productive out for Gianna Loney. It is 7-3 as San Francisco starts chipping away.
So the Firebells, we talked about it, they have the ability to add runs to the board. Here it might be a simple ground out, but hustle around the bases and a run will score.
San Francisco had 8 out of 9 starters register a hit last time out. Gutierrez, her second AB. Hit into a double play last time up, back in the 3rd. Came in to replace Park at third base when she went into pitch. Therefore, in the slot that was Kelsey Whitmore's DH position to start this thing. One and one. Foul on the ground.
I'm sure Kelsey would like to be in the lineup, you know, and get that first hit. As her first at bat, she grounded out. But she talked about, you know, as far as having so much confidence in the lineup, in the defense, and there you can see her, you know, cheering her teammates on.
Another foul ball there, and that's when being a captain really actually kicks in. You're not in the game right now, but how engaged are you? And Kelsey Whitmore staying locked in. One, two. Fouled off again, out of play.
I loved when that Kelsey's dad, as AJ was interviewing him, said that his, you know, the dream come true for her was also his dream come true for him. Looks like it's London Suter out there in the bullpen.
Activity as another foul ball. Plenty of activity coming off the bat of Gutierrez. Studer got to start in the field in game 1. Did not see action so far today for New York, getting ready to potentially come in and help out her team. On the ground, on the hop at short. Throw to first, hung on to, and that's going to do it. But the Heights tack on a couple of more. They fall behind 7-3 now, but chipping away as we head to the top of the 5th. Well, mascot Mabel keeps it moving here in Robin Roberts Stadium, and we keep it moving here in the ball game. 7-3, New York still on top. They will pick up the bats. We're picking up the pace here in the conga line. And it's all fun and games here.
I heard him announce it's someone's birthday, and now that gave me an idea. I think on your birthday, maybe we'll get Mabel up here and start the conga line with you.
I'm lukewarm on the conga part, but the Mabel part I'm in.
Well, maybe that. You said you wanted a selfie with her, right? You wanted a photo with her. So maybe that will be our birthday present to you then.
That'll
no
take.
dancing with her, but but yeah.
That will work.
We'll have to arrange that.
Absolute icon. The details too. The baseballs for the earrings, the baseball bat cane.
All the players love it. When they first saw, they're like, we have the best mascot. Oh yeah, I love those earrings, the baseball earrings. Wow. They just nailed her.
Of course, the real Mabel Blair throwing out the first pitch on opening day here in the WPBL. Also on the advisory board. Played in the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League over 70 years ago.
Yeah, well, fans need to come out, so you don't want to miss all the fun here at the ballpark.
Top of the order for the Heights, wasting no time as Perez on a line out to right field, and Kaplan reels it in. Efficiency with the one pitch, one out, as David Art continues her time on the mound.
Yeah, easy does it. 1, 2, 3. Just like so easy, but now it's Yanatani at the plate.
Having a day so far. Got on 3 times. Some singles and an RBI. Another pitch, another swing, and that's going to get over the glove and left. Rounding first base, going for 2, and she will dive in head first for the double. Yanatani with 3 singles. She decided, I'm going for the extra base hit this time.
Oh my goodness, she had a smile that was just glowing after she hit the ball and just all the way around. Let's take a look. She went and golfed it and served it out into left. And did you see that smile on her face right afterwards? That was a tough play for Albayati out there. She almost was just like, I gotta play that off the wall now. And then Yanatani sneaking in there, still had her mouth open, smile, hopefully no dirt, getting into your teeth. They'll be grinding it all day long.
Duck on the pond for the captain, Danae Benitez. She'll take ball 1. Couple of singles, couple of RBIs. 2 for 3 performance so far for Benitez. 6 hits out of the 7 at-bats she has had in this league. Nearly hits her. She avoids it. David Ard came in, got the final 2 outs back in the 4th. Rolling here in the 5th as that one's fouled off. Benitez, one of the leaders not only for the New York Heights but for the league. 6th overall pick in the draft. World Cup silver medalist back in 2024 with Team USA. Pan Am gold medalist in 2019. And just an ambassador for this game. Big swing on that pitch. It's 2-2. Benitez says her pump-up music, her walk-up songs of choice, Spanish music. That's what gets her in the groove, gets her in the mindset. Gasolina by David Yankee, anyone? Daddy Yankee, excuse me.
David Ard going in really tight here to Benitez. I know I heard that too, that she told me that loves the Spanish music. That's something we need to find out, all the walk-up songs for the players. Find out why they chose them.
Line shot into left. That's going to move runners to 1st and 3rd, and it's hit number 7 in the WPBL for Benitez. She's dancing it out at first base. 3 for 4 so far today.
She's got that music in her head dancing there at first. She golfed that one even more that Yatani did. Look at her going down and getting it. And that pump right afterwards. Just pumps her fist. Yeah, she got it. Dropped right in on that Kentucky bluegrass.
Runners at the corners here with one out for Kylie Lawners. First pick for the Heights in the draft. Takes it up and in. Benitez trying to draw the throw. Scoots on down to second base.
Lawners has talked about, being a mom right now to a 1.5-year-old. She said her priorities are a little different, but she still zones in and gets ready, for the games and everything. But the best thing is that no matter what she does at the plate, she goes home, and gets a nice big hug and a smile.
On the ground left side. Shortstop cuts it off. Does she have time to make the throw? Can't find her footing. So Lawners will run down first base uncontested, and it's bases juiced once again.
So Lawners now on base 3 times. So she's going to feel good about this game, and then also still getting that nice hug when she gets home.
And the out made at first. So it will be 2 away here with runners at second and third. That's fouled out of play by Ibarra. Two on, 2 out. The number 5 hitter popped up to short, struck out, drew a walk, and came around to score, looking for her first hit of the ball game.
Ibarra really crowding the plate there. She's got to get out of the way of the pitch coming inside.
Big swing there. It's the swinging strike to make it 1-2. Matt Williams knows his team can come up with some big innings, trying to get back on the offensive side and get this final out. That'll miss.
Ooh, that was a close one, too. Did you see what's on the fence next to Matt Williams? I just saw a gold chain there. I wonder if that's their chain that they put on, for either a home run or the player of the game. But it's hanging right there.
Turns on that one. Into foul territory.
I love when they have celebrations after home runs and, don the cowboy hat, the blazer, the chains. Get really creative in baseball.
2-2 pitch. Gets a hold of it, but foul once again into the bullpen area.
Look who's out there. Mabel's out there. She's taking a break from everyone, or maybe she found a couple of friends hanging out on the left side of the diamond. Little shaded area. Mabel, she's got to go get the ball.
And
there goes someone to
Steph.
retrieve it.
They're on top of it.
Taking the slow walk.
That's upstairs. Good take from Ibarra. Still got 2 ducks on the pond here with 2 outs. Massive pitch coming up next for Day Bedard. Payoff. Line drive into left. That's going to fall. 1 run comes across. They're sending her around, and that's going to be 2 RBIs. And Ibarra will advance over to second base. Insurance runs for the Heights. They're up 9-3 with a 6-run lead once again.
Oh boy, the Heights. 3 in the third, 4 in the fourth, and they're trying to get 5 here in the 5th. All of these hits with 2 outs right here. A really big hit by Ibarra, driving in those 2 runs. And when you have Benitez on the base paths, she's not stopping. So yeah, she was ready to score there.
Ibarra's first hit of the day. And first pitch swing in is Kim. Over to short. Play is made to first, but more insurance runs take New York to new heights. They're up by 6 as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Jada Lee keeping it going on the mound for the New York Heights. She has had quite the day so far. 4 innings pitched, only 3 hits that she has allowed to this potent San Francisco offense. 3 runs, but none of them have been earned. Just a couple of walks and a strikeout. 84 pitches in the book so far. 51 strikes to 33 balls. Her efficiency has been pretty solid tonight. Albayati leading things off for San Francisco. She'll take ball 1.
Albayati getting a lot of action out there on the top half of the inning in left field. So she probably needed to get some water and just take a little break before this at bat.
And she'll take 2 pitches there to make it 2-0 to start. Had a double back in the 3rd. She's 1 for 2 so far today. Lee falling behind 3-0. Gets the strike there. Albayati, the 22-year-old out of Anaheim, California, going up against Jada Lee. That's in the air. Right side. Coming up to make the catch. And it's 1 away here in the 5th. San Francisco trying to get a rally going here, and AJ Andrews has got more on how they might do that.
Yes, you guys were at least mentioned earlier about the gold chain that is hanging on the dugout for the Firebells. I asked manager Matt Williams what that chain is for, and it is their home run chain. So when a Firebells player hits a home run, we will see the debut of the home run chain. What they also have in the dugout are cowbells. So they have 2 big bells, an orange one and a purple one, and Kelsey Whitmer told me that they wave those ones when they score, and then they have multiple small gold cowbells, and those are for every hit. So they're using everything to get fired up, start a rally, and hopefully somebody gets to take away that home run chain soon.
Thank you, AJ. That is the motivation the Firebells could use right now to light a fire. And keeping it right at the front of the dugout so they never miss it. LeBlanc working with a 3-0 count here. She'll take the first strike.
AJ's all over it. See, ask and she shall deliver.
3-1 pitch. On the ground. That's going to slide through the 3-4 hole, and it's a base hit for LeBlanc, her 2nd of the day.
And that's the gold cowbells being rung right now for the hit.
Looked like Yanatani out in right field, thought she might try to get her at first base, but ringing the bells instead are the Firebells. So 1 away, runner at first for Alexia George. Reached twice, scored twice, has a base hit. Breaking ball in for a strike from Lee. In for a strike again. We saw a couple of golden bells, but the purple and the orange as well. Got a variety there for San Francisco.
They have their whole system set up.
0-2. Swing and a miss. A 3-pitch strikeout. Jada Lee making it look easy for out number 2 in the bottom of the 5th.
Here's the pitch, and it starts moving away out of the zone, and George just not able to connect with it.
Got her to chase, and now she'll face Dave Bedard. Pitcher on pitcher here. Starts off a strike on the outside corner. Dave Bedard laid down a sack, got hit by a pitch, and then scored. And that was back in the 4th. Evened up 1-1. Another strike in there. Talked about Lee trying to close out her 5th inning of work. Check swing, foul ball.
Lee really mixing things up. She's like pounding the zone inside, but then also, you know, giving the other look of putting the ball on the outside part of the plate, trying to get that chase like she got with George.
I think the conversation right now between the umpires may have hit the arm of Day Bedard.
Yeah, she's pounding inside. Doesn't like anyone taking over any part of the plate.
And it did. Initially looked like a foul ball, but that hit her back forearm. She started a swing, not sure if she went far enough for it to be considered one. And it looks like it will. So some frustration there for San Francisco. Can't get a rally going. They'll strand the runner on base. 9-3 lead for New York holds up as we head to the top of the 6th. Let's take a look at our game summary presented by Visit Springfield. It was a 4-run 4th inning for the New York Heights. Production through the top half of the order. There's the captain, Danae Benitez, bringing in yet another one. And the Heights already outscored themselves from game 1. They brought in 8 runs. They've reached 9 with the 6-run lead. Just 3 for San Francisco, and Benitez all smiles right now.
Everybody smiles there. You mentioned, you know, Visit Springfield. There are so many things to do here. We are right at historic Robin Roberts Stadium. There's a lot of history. Almost every day that I come to the ballpark, what's so cool is I pass right by President Abraham Lincoln's street and his home, you know, and I just can't get over all the history that is right here.
Honest Abe from the Springfield area. Springfield also was where some of the earliest paid women's baseball games were played back in as early as 1875.
That's why we're here too, just that connection. Route 66 goes through Springfield.
Izumi taking a couple of strikes from Day Bedard. A frustrating strikeout on the offensive side for Day Bedard to end the 5th. So far, so good when it comes to refocusing on the mound. Gets a hold of this one, going back into left. It's gone! Izumi zooms around the bases. New York lifted to new heights. A solo shot, the 10th run of the ball game, and Izumi's first long ball in the WPBL.
Oh boy, Izumi. What a great hit by her. She smashed it It was right there, eye level. Let's take a look at it. The Capelli Sport play of the game. Up eye level, smashes. And off the end of the bat, you could just hear that that ball was crushed.
She knew rounding first base. Tough response there from Day Bedard as she will catch Zettelmoyer in the back. Always curious how a pitcher will respond after giving up something big. Another base runner aboard here for the Heights. Gentiloni having a quick conversation, trying to help her settle down.
Yeah, definitely want to help, Day Bedard settle down after that. There was a lot of cheers. Definitely not the way she wanted to approach that at bat with Izumi. But now she's going to have to work on Eccles.
Claire Eccles thought about some small ball there, but she'll take a strike. Zettelmoyer over at first base. Eccles 0 for 3 so far. A little bit of everything. She popped up in the second, grounded out in the third, and flew out in the fourth.
Ball.
Takes that one a touch high.
The Heights now have 2 home runs on their team. They've got to come up with their own home run celebration, like as far as the Firebells have their chain. So now the Heights, I'm sure they're going to have to, they're like, wait, we're hitting homers, we're on, we need to have some kind of celly.
Gets a hold of this one as well, going back and making the catch. What a grab. An important first out as Eccles is retired. Park covering some ground.
She can track it down. Middle innings, she started at third base. Middle innings, she pitched, and now she's out there patrolling center field.
That ball was hit well, but she had a great jump. And it's back to the top of the order with Val Perez. 2 for 4 with a couple of singles, couple of runs scored. In the dirt, blocked, kept in front by George. 1-0 pitch. Downstairs once again. Perez laying off it. Perez, the 13th overall pick, did play softball at Texas A&M Corpus Christi. She was a team captain during that time. Defensive Player of the Year as well. Skied out to center once again. Park can't hang on to it. She'll look to get the force at second, the tough hop, and she's going to get it. A tough miscue, but she sticks with the play, heads up knowing the situation to retire Zettelmoyer at second base. Perez over at first.
Yeah, Park motions too as she puts her glove arm up. I think that, the lights, once again, like AJ was talking about, just got into her eyes. So she did the best that she could, kept it right near, and was able to at least get an out. She's on it and hits her on the backside. That ball just followed her, and she's turning away from it, and then it just kept coming more and more inside on her.
Benitez takes one in the dirt. George keeps it in front, keeps the runners where they're at.
Well, Benitez has 3 hits in a row. She was a perfect 4 for 4 in game 1. Did fly out her first at bat. Let's see if she can keep the streak going right here.
Waits on it. This one's out to the outfield. Park going back. It's out of the park. Danae Benitez hit the first home run in WPBL history. Backs it up with her second of the season. She'll bring a few more in, and it's 12-3 New York.
Looks like, you know, Danae had a little bit more moves as she was going from third home. And I love that tunnel celebration that Heights does.
Benitez fired up as she should be. Last 4 innings have been crooked numbers for the New York Heights. Kylie Lawners now with 2 outs, bases clear after Benitez handled her business. Foul ball out of play.
These last 4 innings, Heights have just jam-packed them with runs. 2 homers just here in the 6th.
Nice pitch from David Ard. Lawners has that power threat as well. Takes it upstairs.
Heights, they don't play until Saturday at 1 o'clock local time here. So, you know, if the game continues the way it is, they are going to have a good little day off. But San Fran, they're going to have to go right back at it. No rest. They're going to play tomorrow, and then part of the doubleheader, they'll play the night game on Saturday.
And they'll play LA 3 times in a row, so a West Coast rivalry. Popped up, back behind the plate in the stands, out of play on top of the press box. We heard it.
We got to start opening our windows here. Stick out a little net. We'll get it.
Should have brought my glove. Quite the battle here between Dave Bedard and Lawners. Payoff. That'll be ball 4. Good AB from Kylie Lawners. Finds herself over on first base yet again, 3rd time today. 2nd walk of the day. George having the conversation with Dave Bedard.
Yeah, good time for a catcher to talk to their pitcher. Gives them a little break. Bullpens look empty right now. But as we've seen, you know, that a fielder could come in, a positional player, into pitch, as Park came in relief of their starter, Gilder, and she was playing third base, and Ella, who's here pitching, was out in center field.
Matt Williams making sure everyone's on the same page as well. As night has descended here at Robin Roberts Stadium, Springfield, Illinois. Ibarra steps in. Well inside for ball 1.
You know who I met before the game was Matt's wife, Jennifer. She is so nice, the team mom, and she's also the one that's helping Matt with his Instagram here. So if you look on Instagram and you see Matt Williams and he's talking all about the WPBL, well, she's the one taking the pictures and, you know, posting everything. They are both so excited to be here in Springfield and with the WPBL. She said that Matt's a girl dad. They have all girls. So he's a girl dad all the way through.
He brought that up as one of the reasons that he was attracted to this opportunity to be able to manage the Firebells in the women's baseball sphere. That's golfed into the outfield. Trying to get under it, see it all the way in, and make the grab is Albayati, and that'll do it. But another massive inning with a couple of home runs, a 9-run lead for the New York Heights.
This week we're giving away WPBL team branded collectible scarves and Ayami Sato bobbleheads. Grab your tickets, bring your friends and family, be part of the next chapter. For tickets and the full schedule, head on over to womensprobaseballleague.com. We'll see you back at the ballpark. We'd like to thank our official equipment providing partners, All-Star, Diamond, Stuff Plus, Hawkaso, Hyperies, Gator Sports, and Pocket Radar. Thank you so much for your support of the WPBL.
And it's the new era call to the bullpen for the New York Heights. London Studer coming in for the starter, Jada Lee, who had a nice 5-inning performance for New York. Studer, the 19th overall pick. She's represented Team USA on the women's national team. Played baseball in high school as well. The lefty showing a different look for New York.
Yeah, I spoke with London before the game. We didn't talk pitching. I didn't think she was going to get in as a pitcher. But what is so interesting about London is the way that a lot of these players do is giving back. They're going and they're coaching. You know, not only they're playing, but they're going and coaching the younger girls. And we see quite a few players that are doing that here in the WPBL.
Studer facing 7, 8, 9 this inning. Kaplan swinging at the first pitch she saw, fouls it off. Solid performance from Jada Lee. I'd be smiling too with a solid 5 innings and a 10-run lead. She only allowed 4 hits, no earned runs, a few strikeouts to just a couple of walks. Over 100 pitches thrown, more than 60% just about in the strike zone. Kaplan's looking for her first hit. Walked back in the second, lined out to short in the fourth. Turns on this, down in the corner in right field, and it'll bounce over for the ground rule double. Kaplan, her first hit of the day, and it's for extra bases.
Good job of hitting here by Kaplan. That's tough though, lefty-lefty matchup. And she waited on it and drilled that ball into right field, just missing by a hop, a homer.
Showing off some power. And a runner in scoring position for Leguizamon. Up and out for ball 1.
Leguizamon, you know what she mentioned the other day is that being here, playing with all women, it's different and it's really cool because they all get to be in the same locker room, in the same clubhouse, you know, getting to hear the music, getting to paint their faces before games and everything. And she said it was okay, you know, playing with the guys or whatever, we're used to it. We'll be dressing in our own clubhouse by ourselves and getting ready for the game. But this is so cool to have your whole team together.
That's the sisterhood. And a lot of these women talk about being able to experience here in the WPBL. Monet Davis said it's her first time playing with women. She's used to playing with the boys when she was younger in the Little League World Series.
She said it's the little things too, where, you know, you have another girl next to you and all, or, you know, the women in the locker room can tell you, you know, how does your hair look? Yeah, you can ask.
That's into the outfield, ranging over into right center, making the catch, getting it in. On the tag, she'll dive in safely. Kaplan will into third. So advancing the runner, 90 feet closer is Leguizamon. It's 1 away here, runner over at third base.
London's hometown in Ohio is about 6 hours away. She said that her parents came out this weekend, or this past weekend, and they'll come again this coming weekend.
A lot of family support we've seen here in Robert Roberts Stadium.
And the reason that they're going to come as much as they can, she said, is because when she went to Cooperstown, she went there twice as a young athlete, and she hit 3 home runs in one game. Her dad missed it, and he said, I'm never going to miss, games again. They got to see it on a stream, but in the video, but he wasn't there.
1-1. Nice snag behind the plate. Hanging on to it and possibly saving a run there is Danae Benitez.
What a good job by the catcher there. She's always caught, she'll play other positions and all, she said, through the years, but she's just always loved to be a catcher from day one.
Pitch is wide as well. Park remaining patient. She's 0 for 2 with the ground out and a fielder's choice. She'll take ball 4.
What helped too, Benitez, with her catching this year was being in banana ball, playing with the coconuts, the loco coconuts, I believe that's what they're called, is because she's playing and catching men that have more velocity, more spin on their balls, and she's also picking up tips. And so that, she said, really has helped her, with the U.S. women's team catching, and then here in the WPBL.
Back to the top of the order with Amanda Gianaloni. Takes the pitch downstairs.
And Danae is another one her mom and dad always hear. I see her dad everywhere, and he isn't here right now. He said, I've got to go back to work sometime, but he's going to come back again. But he's been following her. I saw him rather, in Orlando when the Bananas, when she was playing. And then also, following her multiple trips, then here at Rockford, then here for the opener. So big shout out to David Benitez, always following his daughter, cheering her on. I know he's watching.
Up and away there for ball 2. We talked at the top of the broadcast how we've seen double-digit scoring in all the first 3 games. We'll make it 4. Check swing foul ball right there. New York with 13. It's the most we've seen put up so far in the WPBL. Fouls it off. Tries to make the catch right by the dugout. Can't quite hold on to it. Good effort.
She's ready to give up her body there, just slamming into anything. And let's take a look how close she was to making the catch right there, trying to avoid the chain link fence. And I think she was trying to avoid AJ. That was AJ ducking out of the way too, right?
It looked like it. Kim was there too. She was there in time, but just tough when you're right next to the fence like that.
Trying to, judge it. And they're still getting used to the fields here. It's so early on. And every fielder does that, right? If you miss a ball or something, you look back in your glove. Where's that hole at?
Inside, and that'll be ball 4. Back-to-back walks. And after what we just saw down on the field, let's head down to A.J. Andrews to check.
Yeah, it was really close. I mean, the effort was absolutely amazing. I had to scoot over. She just missed the ball because she got too close to the fence. And when she went to turn around to try to make the catch, it was just a little bit too late. The effort was immaculate, though, by Kim.
Up close look, and that one's going to get away. Motoring in to score is Kaplan, and San Francisco's not done yet.
How much do you think AJ wanted to catch that ball? And she's like, it's right here.
Definitely what her instincts are telling her.
Exactly. You have to reel yourself back, say, nope, not mine.
And Rocky Henley making her way out to the mound to chat with London Studer. That was run number 4 for San Francisco. Cut the lead down to 9 for New York. Still the 1 out. Runners now at second and third. Studer trying to work through some traffic here. Sometimes you just need that moment to take a breath, take a step away before you reset.
You know, luckily she has that cushion to work with.
She's facing Samantha Gutierrez. 0 for 2 so far since she came into the ball game. Hit it to shortstop both times. Way out of the zone there. Gutierrez played softball at Newman University in East New Mexico before going on to Oregon State. Started 41 games for the Beavers, mainly in the infield. Working with the 3-0 count here. Another ball 4. Don't check that. That's ball number 3. Updated. And she's double checking here. Everyone's wanting to make sure they confirm. And that is ball 3.
That train is just distracting us all as it's choo-chooing away.
And a 3-run count. Train making sure everyone knows it's here. And Gutierrez making sure everyone knows she has earned her way over to first base with the walk. Back to back to back base on balls.
Train's just stopped right here on the tracks.
Bases loaded for Albayati. 1 for 3 with a double. That misses off the plate. Albayati talked about how she's the 16th overall draft pick. Also the first woman to play at the NCAA Division II level, a baseball game and a softball game in the same day.
Quick change for her. That's pretty cool, though. Only a couple of women have done that.
In the air, out to the outfield, and that's going to bounce in front of the fence. Albayati taking advantage. 1 run comes across. Here's the second diving in. 2 RBI double for Albayati. San Francisco now with 6.
We'll be getting here for the Firebells. We talked about that. They usually have a big inning, and here it is. The shot into center. Eccles, nothing she could do but just chase it down. She hit the fence just like the ball. Got it in as quick as she could.
Pair of doubles for Albayati today. And looks like we may see another change. It is the new era called to the bullpen. We'll take a look at the changes when we come back.
This?
Yes.
Okay, so we've got 4.
Yes.
Okay.
So I have a pitcher.
So who is gone?
The DH is gone.
She's playing defense.
Correct.
Okay.
And
She's out.
one is
Okay.
pitching. So she's in the lineup here.
Yeah, she's somewhere up here. Actually, it's right here.
And now she's pitching.
Okay, so she's in there. Not that that really matters,
Yeah.
but yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
DH is gone.
the new era called to the bullpen, and it looks like Kira Izumi going to come in from second base to relieve London Studer. Studer able to record 1 out since she entered here, and Izumi will try to navigate some traffic. A couple of runners on base with just the 1 out.
She'll be working with a 7-run lead here. Those 2 runners will be the responsibility of Studer. But Izumi will try to make sure that they don't cross the plate.
And defensively, looks like replacing her over at second base is going to be Willen. Madison Willen, another Canadian representing.
So a quick shot of the dugout there, and the same 2, there was 4 of them though, but 2 there with Lee and Lawners singing along to the music here were also the ones that AJ talked about singing Take Me Out to the Ball Game at the Cubs game. Lawners even sang a little bit at the top of the broadcast. Always singing there on the bench.
So runners on second and third here with 1 out. Izumi going up against LeBlanc. She's 2 for 3 so far today with a pair of singles. San Francisco able to tack on 3. They have doubled their run total here in the 6th inning. And that is launched into the outfield. Bounces right in front of the fence on the 1 hop. Wasting no time. LeBlanc bringing in a couple of more. 8 runs for San Francisco. They cut the lead down to 5.
Well, LeBlanc feeling better. Her back is okay today. She's got 3 hits and a big one right here. Firebells trying to come back here in the bottom of the 6th.
Trying to play it off the wall there, but plenty of time to motor around. San Francisco not going away. Waiting on it and on the ground, but foul. George nearly batted around. Bedard due up on deck.
I heard all the cowbells when LeBlanc hit that too. When the runs crossed the plate, all the cowbells were going. A hit and the cowbells for the runs too.
The 0-1. Gets another one in there to make it 0-2. And George does have a single on the day. Reached on a fielder's choice earlier. Scored a couple of times as that's fouled away once again. Looks like we may see a pinch hitter for Neister on deck for San Francisco. In the dirt, tough one, not a lot Benitez can do with it. So LeBlanc will advance. And it's a runner in scoring position.
Firebells getting closer to the heights. 5 runs down by 5. Just chipping away 1 or 2 at a time.
San Francisco scored 1 in the 2nd, a couple in the 4th. Starting to tack it on here in the 6th. In the sky, out to center. Making the grab and snagging it, getting it in quickly. That is an important out number 2.
Much needed out, important out. Now Izumi can work on the next hitter.
Rocky Henley trying to get out of this one. But first, Izumi will have to face the pinch hitter. Jordan Eister getting an opportunity. from Royal Oak, Michigan. She was the 4th pick in the 4th round in the WPBL draft. She's competed at a high level in both girls and women's baseball on the national stage, and she's getting a chance here. 2 outs, runner at second. Big swing there with the breaking ball, and it's going to be a first pitch strike. Into the outfield on the right side. Camping under it, making the catch and ending it. San Francisco bats around, and they put up multiple runs to cut the lead for New York down to 6.
Right here on Robert Stadium. Join Kelsey Whitmore and San Francisco Firebells. They take on Monday Davis and the LA Queens. First pitch, 6:30. Get your tickets to Women's Pro Baseball League /Vegas. We'll see you tomorrow. What? Maybell. I'm looking for you, Maybell. Oh, you're fine. There you are. All right, babe, it's time. We want to hear you yell out sure as you possibly can. We want to test how loud every single person we have tonight. Let's try that again.
It's the new era call to the bullpen, and LeBlanc is going to move from first base to the mound. She'll take over duties from Day Bedard. And with that change, Albayati moves over to first base from left field. And Eister, who we saw come in the box, moves out to left field. LeBlanc, the 4th arm that we've seen so far for San Francisco today. It's 6, 7, 8 due up for New York. Kim leading off. Just off the plate. LeBlanc, as mentioned, one of the Canadians representing on the Firebells. Pitch is inside. 2-0. Kim looking for her first hit today. Catches the outside corner there. 2-1. Couple of ground outs, a strikeout, and a fielder's choice for Kim. Waits on it, fouls it back. The 2-2. That'll fill the count. See lots of fans engaging. See the signs that some fans are bringing for some of their favorite players. That's off the plate, down and away, and it's a leadoff walk for Akyung Kim. First batter she faces. Puts on first, and this is the last time up for Izumi.
Look at Izumi as she hammers that over the fence. And what a silly afterwards. I think she's still thinking about it. It's got that smile on her face there.
3 for 4 today. Also has a pair of singles and a walk. So she has reached every single time she's been up today.
She's probably going to be dreaming about that home run tonight. Happy dreams.
Feeling loose, feeling good in the box. Working with the 1-1 count. Off the plate that time. Good eyes.
She loves baseball so much, Izumi, that I mentioned how she started the women's club baseball team at USC. And she said she just rounded up her friends, anybody that would come out, and they didn't all know how to play baseball. Some of them played softball, but some of them never played baseball or softball. And she said by the end, of that first season, everybody was having a good time. She said, because it's hard to get people to come out and play for 2 hours and you're not really good at something. And then she said, but they started to get really good and have a good time. And she was probably part of it. She probably made it fun and everything because she just loves the game so much.
Yanked, but well foul.
Wow, quick little swing there.
Yeah, quick hands from Izumi. She can hit the high ones too. Saw it last time up on the solo shot. Teammates look on. Beautiful break and a called strike 3. LeBlanc with the backwards K to get out number 1 in the 7th.
Taking a look, big looper in and freezes Izumi.
Good response after issuing the leadoff walk to Kim. Retires Izumi, and now she'll face Alyssa Zettelmoyer. A single, a walk, and a sac fly, and a hit by pitch. She's been all over the place. Productive in each plate appearance. Well outside. Zettelmoyer's first start here in the WPBL. Able to register her first hit in this league in her first at-bat today. That pitch is working for LeBlanc. She gets another strike. And the 1-2. Over her head. Lisa, when you see these breaking pitches and the change of speed, what do you do as your approach in the box? You sit on it?
Yeah, you really do. You just got to time it up. You got to figure out the timing. And sometimes it fools you just like it did Izumi. You don't want to look silly. That's the thing with the batter. You're like, okay, got to time this up, but I don't want to just swing away and look silly.
Being on time is everything. LeBlanc steps off. Quick throw over to first. Did she do it? Yes, they did. The pickoff is successful. And the first one we have seen in WPBL history.
Quick toss over, catches the runner. Tag applied right before the hand hits the base.
Slick play to get the second out. Base is now clear as Zettelmoyer takes that one off the plate.
Takes him a while to put it up there, I know. 3-2.
Payoff pitch coming up. waits on it. High tower into left. Sitting under it, making the grab is Eister coming in. 13-8, we still sit New York on top.
Baseline, and the WPBL crew will take you onto the field. Baseball fans, back in action tomorrow night right here at Robert Roberts Stadium. Help you with more on the San Francisco Firebells take on Notre Dame and the LA Queens. First pitch 6:30. Get your tickets at womensforbaseballlleague.tickets.com. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Back at it here in the 7th, and San Francisco down to its final outs. They trail New York 13-8. And Izumi remains on the mound, the third arm that we have seen from the Heights. Jada Lee getting the start. She went 5 innings. Studer just a third of an inning pitched. And Izumi trying to close things out. The Heights going for their first win in WPBL history.
Izumi putting in a full day of work here as she started off at second base and then at the plate has 3 hits, including a home run, her first home run here with the WPBL. And then now she's going to try and close the door on the Firebells. You can see London Studer getting wrapped up like the other girls. They have the ice on their shoulders after pitching. Looks like Jada still has it, but it's moved down to her wrist or close to it.
Seven, 8, 9 due up. Kaplan swinging at the first pitch. She pops it up in the infield. Reeled in at short, and it's 1 pitch, 1 out. Exactly the start New York was hoping for.
That's what Izumi's hoping for, too. Quick little inning, or half inning. Get them out and take the win and go home.
That'll bring up Leguizamon. 0 for 2. Takes a first pitch strike. Struck out in the second, was hit by a pitch in the 4th. Flew out in the 6th. Tries to wait on it there and fouls it off. Izumi with some efficiency so far.
That was a tough one. She saw it come in through the zone and then it dipped down and she went down and got it, but just could only swat and foul it away.
The 0-2. Upstairs, Leguizamon laying off.
Izumi giving her a different look.
Waits on it that time. It's on the ground to short. And the play and throw over to first is in time, and it's 2 up, 2 down. New York 1 out away from their first win. Perez keeping busy over there at short.
Yeah, Perez had, double pumped before she threw. And Leguizamon, though, fast down the baseline. Perez still beat her out with the throw, though.
First pitch, a close one. But Jua Park not taking a swing at it. 0 for 2 today. Does take a swing at that one, and it's foul on the ground.
Came in a little more straight that time.
Park had herself a day to start things off. For the season opener, 2 for 3 with a double, a run, a couple of RBIs, and a walk, but 0 for 2 so far today. Did walk and score in the 6th, though. Pretty pitch on the outside corner.
That was Jeff England, the third base coach for the Firebells, fielding the ball.
Thought about it, but holds. Zumi trying to get her to chase. There's the rally cap for San Francisco.
All the signs. Fans already have their favorite players.
In the dirt. That'll squeak past the backhand of Benitez. And it's a full count. Top of the order awaits on deck should the inning extend. Goes after the up pitch. Into center field, and she makes the grab. Eccles brings it in, and the first win in New York Heights history is in the books. 13-8 over San Francisco. Rocky Henley and company can cross this one off their list. They're 1-1 on the season.
A really good win here for the Heights, as they were devastated after game one, having the lead and then getting the script flipped on them and losing that game one. So for them to come out here and pick up their first win, it's just so uplifting. And Rocky, she's positive no matter what, but I know she's going to be telling the girls so many positive messages after this, and they're all going to celebrate. Little wave to the fans there. Tip of the cap. Thanking the Heights fans for coming out. That's a really nice gesture there.
Tip of the cap to the New York Heights as they notch their first victory in franchise history. Double-digit hits, double-digit runs, and a 13-8 victory. There's the starter, Jada Lee. Went 5 innings, beautiful performance to get things going for the Heights. Studer came in, Azumi closing it out for New York. They'll face Boston next in a couple of days. They'll be riding high on this victory until then.
Most of the runs were bunched up at the top 4 hitters. Azumi, though, in the number 7 spot, she was very, she had a really good productive day at the plate, including her first home run. Jada Lee, what a great performance she had on the mound, too.
And tonight's Dick's Sporting Goods Player of the Game is the captain from New York, Danae Benitez. AJ Andrews joins her on the field.
To nobody's surprise, the player of the game is the catcher, the captain, Danae Benitez. 4 for 5, Danae, 5 RBI, game 2, home run 2. What is the Danae Benitez mentality up at the plate that has allowed for so much success?
Nobody's beating me. Nobody's beating me right now. I'm on fire, I'm locked in, but just really trying to do anything for my team to win.
When you talk about being locked in, what were you locked in on today? What was the focus and the approach of the plate?
Line drive right side, it always keeps me centered. If I get too big, then I start hitting ground balls and stuff, so line drive right side.
Line drives right side allowed for the success you had. Game 2, the first win in franchise history. How does it feel?
Man, it feels incredible, but much more to come. So y'all wait, Heights on top, let's go.
You had a lot to celebrate, and with those celebrations came the actual celebrations on the bases. I need you to show us what the celebrations are. First, second, third home run for you.
Okay, so first base, we're gonna ride it out, do a little something. Second base, I think we're doing Heisman, so we got
Okay.
Third base, I honestly don't remember. I'm not that fast to get to third base, so
we're gonna work on it.
We're gonna play that one by ear. And then home run today, we hit a little and then we dance through the line.
Okay. Is it gonna switch up the home run, or is it gonna be the same every time?
I mean, it depends how many I hit. If I get tired of it, you gotta switch it up,
Danae, being a Height, What does it mean to be part of the New York Heights?
Man, New York is such a big city to represent, especially in sports, and women's sports at that. So there's a lot of pressure on your shoulders, but I'm here for it. My team is here for it. We're excited to just come out, show how passionate we are, and just keep it rolling.
Huge performance again by Danae Benitez, captain of the New York Heights. She is the player of the game.
Thank you. Let's go. Dale.
This telecast is produced for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this television broadcast or any pictures, audio, descriptions, or accounts of this game without the express written consent of the Women's Pro Baseball League is strictly prohibited. Well, Danae Benitez said it. Nobody's beating her right now. When you hit that many home runs that often, well, you have to know how to celebrate. And for AJ Andrews, Lisa Pride, and our entire crew, I'm Jenna Becerra. It's the New York Heights 13 over the San Francisco Firebells. A historic week continues for women's pro baseball.